Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mania World Cup 4Key 2016 tournament. My name is Z-Truck, and I am joined by Deadbeat and Juan Crystal today to go over our matches. How are you guys doing, folks?
Absolutely excited to
Yeah,
be here commentating once again.
excited better be the words coming out of your mouth. All right, so we have quite a few matches lined up for the rest of the day. We've only had 2 matches played out so far. We still have another 6 matches to go. Yeah. So we'll be going over those for the rest of the day. The current match that we might potentially be having, the reason I say might is if you are reading the Twitch chat, you might already know. We are about to look at Switzerland versus Singapore, but we are waiting for one other Switzerland player to show up. If that does not happen, we will unfortunately see another win by default. And I have heard that this actually happened a little bit earlier today. Is that correct, Juan?
Yes, indeed. It was the case between Japan and South Korea. The second match of the quarterfinals ended up being a win by default in favor of South Korea.
Yeah.
The Japanese team only had 2 players to play, and since they didn't have the third one, they had to forfeit the match.
And that is unfortunate. But you know, I will say one thing. We've actually had a really good turnout of non-win by default, so this is a little crazy, it being in the quarterfinals. But, you know, things do happen. If players have problems and they can't get to it, then, you know, there's really not much they could do outside of that. But, of course, they do have a little bit of time to get their player in. If he manages to make it in time, the match will start without delay. You know, it's only a matter of time. We should see some results here soon. Juan, if you want, though, we could go over the match that did happen today while we wait to see if these teams are looking up, because I did not get to see that, so I would like to know how that first match went down if possible.
Oh, sure, there's no problem with that. I don't know if you heard about it. I'm pretty sure some people here was on the match watching the live match, and it was between Canada and Australia. It ended up being 5-2 in favor of Canada, and it was a pretty excited match. Like, I will say it was closer than most of the people expected. Australia did a really nice job on the long no picks, taking 2 of them, and they had potentially the chance to even put the stuff into tiebreaker, but Canada was just overall more consistent and more accurate. So picks like the Pravity Climax and picks like the Bird Poisoned Bathwater Platted Gamma ended up being like too much for Australia to keep up, and that difference ended up being too much. Like Canada with the Ashix, with Barry, and of course with Hin Papa managed to pull out really good performances overall to take down Australia, being the first team actually eliminated of the tournament.
Yeah,
so
they gave it their all, though, and it sounds like it was a pretty exciting battle. I wish I could have been here for that one.
Well, let's put it this way.
It was
The
2
first
matches
map-
that been for like 5,000 points.
Yeah, the first map ended with 2,888 points of difference in favor of Australia.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a good start.
Yeah, we started with a really crazy Chinese restaurant.
I'm still surprised you managed to predict that. That was a good guess. Well, a good call.
So just to recap real quick, guys, the reason we are waiting for the match of Switzerland versus Singapore right now is Switzerland is missing one of their players. They do have a 10-minute allowance. It is currently 2 minutes of their 10-minute allowance has already went through. If they cannot find another player by the end of the time limit, it will unfortunately be a win by default for Singapore. You know, these things do happen. Nobody likes when that happens. Outside of that, though, guys, hopefully we will have a match here in the next few minutes for you. But if not, we do apologize. You know, these things happen. They are unavoidable. That being said, though, definitely, get some support out there for your team, and definitely show some support to Switzerland. They are in dire need of their third, and hopefully something will happen.
Speaking of support, if you'd like to support a team, you can head over to the store and pick up a banner. Hint, hint. I'm getting better at these segues.
Oh no.
Oh no?
I'm looking. No, not oh no. You're getting better at the segues. Don't take
Oh
it like
no,
that.
he's getting better at segues.
I'm just looking at the chat between the two teams, and it's not looking too good at the moment.
Yeah, it's really not.
Well,
Really not
Twitch
looking
chat, we really don't want that either. Win by defaults are never anything that anybody wants to see. So hopefully we will see that fixed up in just a little bit. But there is time limits for a reason. We're almost at the 5-minute mark. There's 5 more minutes remaining.
I thought this was quarter past.
Quarter past?
Yeah, I thought they had 15, not 10 minutes.
It might. No, I'm almost positive it's 10. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like if I said it was 15, I'd be getting an angry message in my chat going, "No, you dumb.
Rule
10.
number 11. If less than the minimum required to play as a 10, the maximum time the match can be postponed as 10 minutes.
I am correct.
I always thought it was 15 because I'm always asking like 15 minutes.
Well,
because we never hear anything.
Usually we start like 5 minutes late, so maybe that's where the 5 comes from.
That actually makes sense now.
It's never a good thing.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. It really is. And I see a little bit of a win by default cup. It is crazy, but I will say one thing. Out of this entire World Cup, we've had like some of the least amount of win by defaults for the Mania World Cup. If anybody can remember the Catch the Beat World Cup previously, that was more like the win by default World Cup. If we're gonna get technical, Twitch chat, come on, guys.
Which one?
Oscatch.
Oscatch World Cup. There was
was it that bad?
There was a lot of win
It
by
can be, yeah.
There was a lot of win by defaults in the group stage. If I'm
I think
not
like the
mistaken.
I remember last World Cup for 4K as well being pretty won
I
by
think
default.
Oz World Cup and Oscatch World Cup where I get the most by defaults in the group stage.
Also World Cup last year had exactly 0 wins by default.
I wonder why. I can't imagine any reason as to what changed.
Yeah, it's not that we had like a prize pool or something, right?
Totally not that. It had nothing to do with it at all.
Oh yeah, I know. All the kappas for what's this Catch the Beat he's talking about. Yeah, Catch. I'm sorry, I said Catch the Beat for like 6 years. It's gonna be kind of hard to break that out of my skull.
Yeah, I can. I've let it slip a few times as well.
Yeah, all right, guys. So we have 4 minutes for Switzerland to find one of their other players. They really need to, get that together. Unfortunately, if they cannot get their third player, this will be a win by default, and that is unfortunate for Switzerland because if I'm not, are they in the losers bracket already or no?
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
so this is-
World Cup.
So this would be elimination for them, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
Oh, what a way to go!
It's
What
kind
a
of fun
way
thing.
to go!
If you actually look at the lineup, it goes lower, upper, lower, upper, lower, upper. It actually rotates each time. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, you get like a loser's bracket encounter, then you have a winner's one, then a loser's one, and it keeps the cycle.
Yeah, I mean, I feel for Switzerland right now. As you can see, the players that did show up today, they're not having a great day, and yeah, man, it's very unfortunate. All right, so now we have just a few more minutes here before they call it, and like you know, it is a real bummer, but you know, you really can't help it. If people don't show up, they don't show up, and it's unfortunate, but this is definitely going to make Singapore's time a whole lot easier, as this will be a quick match that they can just sweep right through. Now, the only thing that would upset me, and this is not me as like a caster or anything, but actually upset me, is if the third from Switzerland shows up in the next 20 minutes after this. That deserves like a punch in the face, but that's just my personal opinion. So don't go saying that, hey, this guy needs to be punched in the face. I just don't like the idea of it, and unfortunately we've seen that a couple times.
But in any case, there's nothing that you can really do about it. Like if something does not happen, if someone does not appear,
Yeah.
it's out of your reach. There's not much you can do.
Here's a quick question, G. Could Japan still win even if they get far enough in the lower bracket? Yeah, they can still win this. They've still got a fighting chance of winning. I'm expecting them to at least get to the finals week 1.
Yeah, I mean, because they lost that first match, that they were in the winners bracket, so that knocks them down to the losers bracket. As long as they continue to win their matches, they basically threw away their safety net today by not being able to play. But that's good. See, while we're looking at this match, Switzerland doesn't have a safety net. If they don't show up, they're gone, because they weren't in the winners bracket to begin with. And I think we're probably going to call this now.
Yeah, just 10 past.
Oh no, we've got a few seconds more.
We're being listened in on.
Yeah, we're giving we're giving this the maximum amount of time as possible. So I will probably be receiving a confirmation that the match did not go if they do not show up. We've had like literally miracles happen before. If somebody pops in at the last moment.
Here we go.
Okay. It does look like this is unfortunate, but it looks like we're going to see a win by default for Singapore. So they are going to take that victory, and that's really unfortunate for Switzerland, as they were not able to get their third player in. They will be eliminated from the Mania World Cup, and that is one way to go. And it's probably not the best way to go, as the two players that did show up are probably not having the best of time right now. And that is unfortunate. That being said, though, guys, our next match isn't actually for another hour. And that match, 50 minutes, yes, you are correct. And that match that will be going on should most definitely happen. We should be looking at Indonesia versus United Kingdom. This will be starting in exactly about roughly 50 minutes, and we'll be getting that underway. Now, for those that might not know, the quarterfinal matches are the best of 9, and they go all the way through. There's still tiebreakers, everything like that. This is double elimination, so anyone on the winners bracket will not have to worry about elimination today. If they do lose, they'll drop down. But if you are on the losers bracket, this is not the weekend to lose.
Okay, there was a question here. don't most teams usually have like 6 people? Does that mean that so many people couldn't make it? I think the keyword you're looking for there is most.
Switzerland
that-
has 5.
No, Switzerland has 4.
No, they have 5. Or they have 4. They have 4, yeah.
Yeah, so they've only got 4 players, which means 2 of them couldn't make it. So yeah, I mean, yeah, most teams do have 6, but some only have 5, and some have 4. So that's kind of why you'd want a bigger team to avoid this sort of stuff.
All right. That being said, I think we're going to go ahead and take a moment here, or are we going to open questions? I'm not 100% sure. It really depends on what I get told to do at this moment.
I'm keen just to Q&A this.
All right. So it looks like we are going to try to fill the void. So Twitch, we have about 45 minutes of your undivided time. If you have any questions, we'll try to answer those to the best of our abilities. And remember, guys, the next match that will be going on is Indonesia versus United Kingdom, starting in about 45 minutes roughly. And if you have any support for the teams that you want to see win, go ahead and head over to the US store and pick yourself up a banner. Remember, when purchasing a banner, all proceeds go to the prize pool for the tournament. And if your team is the winner of the tournament, you will continue to have that banner held high for a little bit longer.
When will we hear Z kittens?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I could probably go get my cats, but the big cat's right here. Come here, baby. Oh, who's a big girl?
What rank are we in Mania? I'm like 120 PP, so
You know what? Twitch chat, I'll give that to you. I swear, if we see another win by default, if there's 2 consecutive win by defaults, I will sing Brang Power. There you go. I said it. I put it out there. It's
Are you
there.
ready?
Are you ready? I'll do it. I don't even care.
I think someone might.
I don't care if they do. If we have 2 of them in a row, that's like terrible. We have to fill the void.
I already know that UK is there.
Yeah,
a
I
matter
know.
of time to see if Indonesia is.
One. Shh, I already knew. That's why I was making promises I wouldn't keep. Dang. They wouldn't have known that.
UK, please don't show up.
Well, it is a winner's bracket encounter, so if someone doesn't show up, they will still be on the tournament. But don't do that.
You know, show up, guys, please. Please show up. Score prediction. Score predictions for which match? Because there's another 5 of them to go. Well, we have enough Z-Drop voice samples, it's just a matter of time when someone makes Z-Drop power.
Oh, God.
What are you doing with yourself?
I don't even know what I'd be doing to myself. That even sounds bad.
You're doomed. Doomed! Score predictions for all the matches. Oh, jeez.
That's really hard. I will say
Honestly,
5-2 for
5-3.
United Kingdom, maybe
I was gonna
5-3.
I was gonna say 5-3 for UK. Chile, Malaysia.
Malaysia 5-0 maybe.
I really don't know about that one.
Poland, France is going to be France 5-2, I think. Argentina, Sweden is going to be a match. And then you have United States against Brazil, which is, I think, going to be 5-2 as well in favor of the US.
Argentina, Sweden. I think it's probably gonna be a clean sweep for Sweden. So. 3 points lost were offended. I'm sure you'll get over it, Pope. I'm sure you'll get over it. Might as well make use of the sunshine. Well, good luck.
Alrighty. I am back.
Welcome back.
Let's see here. Oh, man.
Nothing's happening.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of stuff happening. Now remember, guys, we have a good about 40 minutes before the next match. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them, as we are literally just doing Q&A to stall out, as our match that we had scheduled for today, unfortunately, is a win by default for Singapore. For anyone just joining and asking, where is my lane goodness? Where are my keys? Where are the notes? Where are the noodles? Where are the SVs? They're gone. They're not here, not today. Unfortunately, they're not going to be back for about 40 minutes. No, there's nothing like Os Lounge or like Salty Bet for Os. There's no betting, not that I know of, and I don't think there's gonna be anything like that anytime soon. I could be
think
wrong.
people have done like community run things like that. Because I remember, I think it was Fatovnik did one for the Oswald Catch. He just made a predictions thread. I think people really like that as well, actually. I don't think it was for anything. I think it was just for fun. If someone puts some potato in the microwave, will they end up in another dimension?
Yes, you'll end up in the dimension where there's potato exploded all over your microwave, and you'll have a really sad day. All the starches in the world will try to kill you.
So, your parents.
Yeah, definitely.
What star do you play if you play? I'm gonna guess you mean like Mania?
I'm thinking around difficulty, maybe. The puppeteer is asking, and
Yeah.
if for Mania, I would say I can't do anything over 3 stars, unless it's 4 key, and then I could do like 4, but not really. I mean, 4 is like with a B or an A. I'm not getting no S ranks. I'm not getting no professional plays, that's for sure. Yes, I did miss the obvious Steins Gate's reference because I've never watched Steins Gate.
Okay, to be fair, Steins Gate was a banana, not a potato. It was a banana.
Yeah.
I think it was a banana. Unless they added in a potato later on and I missed that.
Oh, okay. Here's a question. Sideswipes GTX goes, Z-Trot, will you rank my maps? The obvious answer to this is no. No, I will not. Unless you've got it modded by the community, it's really good, and you really just can't find anyone, then you can bug me. And I might look at
but
it.
here's the thing.
It is
He
My
cannot
Little
rank your
Pony.
map. He will never be able to rank your map. He might qualify it, but he won't
Yeah.
rank it.
Yeah, I can't rank it. Not anymore. I don't even know what rank is. What is this ranking they're talking about?
No, ranking is still a thing. Ranking is an automatic process and specifies qualification for a week.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's not a process we do.
I wasn't fake the banana. See, yes, I know my stuff.
I've been told numerous times I should watch Steins Gate, but
It is amazing.
I don't know.
The dude microwaves a banana and does science with the microwave banana. Actual science with microwavable bananas.
All right. So Cracktrax asks, how do people handle such crazy scroll speeds? I could actually answer this one, even though I don't play Mania that much, because I did play a whole lot of Guitar Hero, and I know it sounds weird, but the better you get at it, the faster you go, the more sense it makes. And that's just with your reading, it'll improve over time. And as it improves, you'll start to be able to pick up patterns and formulas that are commonly used. And having that scroll speed quicker kind of lets you have a little bit of a one-up of knowing what's coming down the line. And it makes really dense sections that would rather be hard to read and hard to understand a lot more easy to read, as you can kind of see the patterns and get like 5 or 6 steps ahead when you have a higher scroll speed. That being said, let's see if we have any more questions. Does anyone have any more questions? Feel free to ask. We still have about 35 minutes before our next match. And remember, just to keep you updated, the next match that will be occurring is Indonesia versus the United Kingdom. That will be starting in roughly 35 minutes. So if you are ready for that, get hyped. That's definitely going to happen. And if you have a little bit of time, if you want a question answered, feel free to ask it. If not, go and get yourself something to eat, snacks, anything that will keep you glued to your seat through the continuation of today, because we still have 5 more matches for you guys that are going to be absolutely amazing. All right, so I have a question. How is my day going so far? Well, I actually opened my eyes just an hour and a half ago. I was woken up by my lovely alarm clock, and then I kind of just, did the normal, brushed the teeth, washed the face, and came in here ready to see some Mania hype. And unfortunately, I was let down just a little bit, but hey, that gives me a little bit more time to get all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready for this next match.
Oh, pretty good as well. I had a really good burger for dinner. There's a place down in Charleston called Burger Fuel, and they do like these really big burgers, and they are so good. I barely eat Burger Fuel though. I should eat more of it.
That is absolutely untrue. And Feverum Gaming, I've taken a crack at Mania mapping. It's not really that great. I have a song that my friend wants me to make a Mania map for. It's a really short, silly song, but it definitely falls in my groove of stuff I've been mapping here lately. So that might actually be something we see. Not 100% on it. The Mania map I did upload was from a Sonic video game. It wasn't very good. But I'm definitely going to give it another shot.
D-Drop, do you replay any other games?
I started playing No Man's Sky finally. I got that working, yeah.
Nice, how's that going?
Slow. Very slow.
Sounds alright. It's a very slow-paced game.
But it is fun. I like it. Like, you can just chill around and like, you know, you could like, hold on, sorry about that. I just see a question. Can you showcase the Indonesia versus UK 30 minutes wait map pool? Wait, what?
I think you're asking if we can showcase the map for World Wait with Indonesia versus UK match, and no, we cannot.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is going to be saved for the end of the day. And then we get another question, another serious question. What are the chances of another Pony song coming up anytime soon? Not as highly as you would think. I haven't actually had plans to map anything. I am currently releasing a series for the OS Academy that covers over general mapping basics and patterns that people use. I'm not sure if anyone knows, but the Rate the Technique mapping patterns subform, something that kind of lost a lot of love throughout the years. We're going back and going over some of those patterns and explaining how people can use those. Of course, any of the patterns that have been deemed unrankable or no longer fit by today's standards will not be covered, but the ones that are still rankable to this day will be covered, and we'll kind of go in depth on how you can use those. So any maps that come from me in the future are probably going to be directly related to showing progress in different types of patterns and creation. That being said, there might be a few maps released from me, but I'm not sure there's going to be anything Pony related. For those Pony fans of mine, I do apologize, but I'm just kind of moving away from it. I'm not moving away from it. Go for it.
I was going to say, can I quickly just TLDR what you said for people who may have zoned out?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, so there used to be a forum solely for mapping techniques, and a while ago it kind of died. So at the moment, D-Drop's working on creating a video series to showcase all of the techniques that were brought up and raised. If you want to find them, you can go to the OS Academy channel, and they will be called Academy Bites.
Well, it's under an Academy Bites playlist. They're actually just called Mapping Techniques, Episode 1 and 2.
Oh, did you rename them?
No, I didn't rename them. That's what I named them. We put them in the Academy Bites playlist, and I still call them Academy Bites, but we haven't really got the thumbnail for that yet, so yeah.
Here's another one for you, Detroit. Detroit, as a brony, are you? I think the electric is devastated. The fact that the My Little Pony map isn't on the OS front page anymore.
In all honesty, I'm surprised it was there for like what, 3-4 years.
Yeah, it was there. Pretty much it was ranked.
Yeah, like people are like, I don't know, that one kind of did well.
I'm not one.
I don't know what.
Yes, I'm just calling you.
Oh, so One Beat, how you doing?
Confused. I don't know who I am anymore.
I needed that. Thank you, Twitch chat. Oh man.
Well, you already know something.
Dead one.
There's the other dead of the foreheads.
One beat, dead one.
Well, that's actually quite accurate because I was not talking, so.
What's so funny is, unfortunately, Twitch chat kind of got confused, and Deadbeat was covering as Juan was kind of away for a moment, and everybody just assumed that Deadbeat was Juan. I feel like I'm one of the few voices, like probably myself, maybe Tasha, and someone with a distinct voice like Halogen. We get pointed out pretty quick, but I get kind of aggravated, not like in an angry way. It's funny most of the time, but Deadbeat's been here damn near as long as I have, and people still get him confused with other people. He's the only person. I know you don't talk as much, but you do talk with me on the O's Talk all the time, and if anybody follows that, they should be able to hear your voice from that, and like people know my voice.
I should really arrange the next one.
Yeah,
because I haven't really done that yet.
All right.
I know what I'm gonna do. I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I just need to do it.
Just do it.
Someday.
All right, guys, and we have a request. It is of your best interest to follow this request, guys. Can we get as many people as we possibly can to put? Okay, I'm not doing the alternate edition. Can we get as many people as we possibly can to put this into their signature just for today, guys? Just for today, because we need to let everyone know that this needs to happen. I'm going to go ahead and post the link now, and just get this into your signature for today, and we'll get that out there and let everyone know that this needs to happen. This right here needs to happen. Halogen needs to put backgrounds in his maps, and we need to let everyone know. So put that support for Halogen getting maps with backgrounds in your sig today, because remember, nobody likes a background that is just blank.
It's not that it lags your computer while playing in multiplayer, but yeah.
No, here's what happened. We didn't actually talk about this earlier, but during the Canada-Australia match, one of the warm-ups, I think it was Canada's warm-up? I don't remember. But the map didn't have a background. Instantly, we're like, what is this, a Halogen map? And we just started giving Halogen flack for something that wasn't even his fault.
Oh, okay, well, you can't do that, guys. Don't grill him when it's not his fault, but I will say one thing.
It was in like a jesty kind of way.
It's like with the map pool, you get the one Halogen map that's got the background, and then there's another one that's like, nope. And I mean, don't get me wrong, dim is fine, but for like viewing purposes with the World Cup, having a background there's kind of, you know, it's kind of needed. It doesn't look as good when you got that circle. And like Juan said, you said it creates lag?
Yeah, if you don't have a background, it cause lag in general. Especially with Hard Rock. Like, I can tell that a lot of people in B2 is having issues with a Summoned Beast battle because of it. It doesn't have any background. And in multiplayer, it can eventually lag your computer a little bit. So yeah, it can definitely affect your performance.
Background when 100% dim stands game.
Well, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. For those that actually dim, that's fine. But at the same time, when creating a map set, having a background's kind of ideal for it, because like when these kind of situations, if your map gets picked on a live stage, it's a lot better to have a flary background and look nice than it just be like womp womp womp. Okay, and we have a revised version, guys, so if you don't like the first one that we released, we have another one for you. And remember, guys, this is all out of love. Like, nobody actually is angry at Halogen, but, you know, we can definitely give him flack about it. Oh, yeah, okay, cool.
Really point out that, like, Halogen is actually following along with our conversation, and he hasn't actually told us no, so he is okay with it, don't worry. That being said, I like the alternate version a lot more.
You know what? In all honesty, I would be okay with you putting the background. Halogen put backgrounds in your maps as the background, because it's still something. All right. Anyways, guys, we have about 20 minutes, roughly, about 23 if you want to be technical, before our next match. And the next match will be Indonesia versus the United Kingdom. That will be going on in just a little bit. We are currently doing Q&A and just kind of talking with Twitch chat, having a fun time while we're waiting. Unfortunately, the reason why we're waiting is Switzerland versus Singapore was a win by default in favor of Singapore. Switzerland was not able to get enough team members in time and unfortunately had to be disqualified. That does happen every once in a while, and it is unfortunate, but we will be getting underway with some Mania Lane 4-key action. Long notes ahoy.
I like this one. Screenshot default background. Use that as background.
Yeah, that would work.
Like next level stuff right there. I'm waiting for someone to do that now. Just wait for us to get really confused.
All right, so we've got roughly about 20 minutes. I'm going to take a moment, so just give me a moment. Don't send any questions my way. We still have Deadbeat and Juan here. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask. They'll try to answer them to the best of their abilities. I will take just a moment and be right back to get into all this question answering. And remember, our next match will be starting soon, so don't go anywhere.
Okay, so Reddit someone was actually playing when they heard you laugh, even with the low sound, so they just had to know what was so funny and that we should now feel special.
Debbie, are you really not one?
I'm one of a kind,
Oh.
thankfully. I don't think the world could handle two of me. Chaos would ensue. Global panic.
I just know that I'm the only one. Actually not, but yeah, close enough. So someone is asking if, even though a member is missing, if it is still possible to do a show match. Well, I think that happened like 2 years ago, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore. Like, you don't really have too much time and it takes a bit of effort, so I don't think that will happen most of the cases. So yeah, as the silence is still going, we don't have any questions here to answer, honestly, so...
Yeah,
If
so I
you're-
just...
Yep.
I'm getting some other stuff sorted out at the moment, hence why I'm not talking.
It's not much that I can do to fill the silence right now. Like, when you only had one match played from the last 3, it's hard to talk about the previous matches. We can talk a bit about the future ones, but I would like to get that time for the warm-ups, because I don't really expect a serious warm-up from the UK, for example. We can talk about that match in that moment. But it's definitely promising to be a close one. Like, Indonesia against UK, Poland against France, and the US against Brazil are definitely going to be really close matches. Don't think we might see a tiebreaker here because the difference is mostly on the long no performances, and we don't have enough long no maps to think about a tiebreaker, but it can always happen.
A question I know stuff about!
Go
Any
for
good
it.
ways of getting rid of a hangover? Drink lots of water and go for a walk. That's about it. Just walk it off and have some water. Lots and lots of water. Try not to eat too much either, is a bad idea. Assuming you can walk. You can generally walk when you're hungover.
Okay, I
If you
just
can't
got...
walk when you're hungover, you're not hungover, you're probably just still drunk. Welcome back, Z-Trot.
I just got wrecked. I got wrecked in our prep room. I got wrecked. Locktab, don't wreck me so hard, please.
Locktab is like no chill.
Yeah.
No chill Locktab is best Locktab.
Well, no, I mean, I'm running my air conditioner and my fan at the moment, and I was asking if I can go ahead and talk during the downtime with those running without it being that big of a deal. And he's like, "What, are you gonna interview the air conditioner?" It was nice. Like, touche, Locktab. You actually like wrecked me there, and there's nothing I can do about it. I just sit there and take it. No, I'm kidding.
Nothing new.
So this time for the Us Talk, we have Z-Trot's air conditioner.
What's it like being Z-Trot's #1 fan?
Actually, this poor thing probably hates me at this point. Like, had a pretty rough summer. Kind of, you know, put it through the ringer.
I've been praised. Ouch. Okay, Yason, wow.
Ouch, my feels.
#1 and only fun. That's sad.
Dude,
what
everybody's just wrecking me today.
What does WBD mean? Win by default.
Yes. WBD means win by default, as he says. And no, it does not mean that very X point of deleted comment that you said.
What comment? Then we're talking about.
Exactly. X point of deleted. It was X point to delete it. It was delete.
See, now that you're saying delete, I keep on. Now I want to go watch Doctor Who.
Japetsky,
Gotcha.
if you're hungry, well, now's probably the time. You've got 15 minutes, man. You can make some toast, maybe make yourself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, maybe a scrambled egg if you're really quick at the stovetop, some bacon. I don't know, whatever you want to make, really. You got 15 minutes. Go make it, go eat it, and enjoy.
I mean, you guys have still got like quarter of an hour to like ask us questions, or you can just,
Let us
go away and then come back in quarter of an hour.
Yeah, I mean,
Get some food, have a bit of a walk, Yason. Yason.
I would assume we have some awesome chilled out lax jams playing, or at least some like I have no idea what music's playing right now.
Yeah, it sounds, the last part is more accurate.
Ah, okay, cool. How do I like my eggs? Ooh, there's tons of ways. I'm not a big fan of scrambled. I usually like them over easy. I can have them poached. If I'm eating a sandwich with them, I'll just do it hard and go ahead and pop the yolk.
I've always liked scorched eggs. Scorched eggs are quite nice. They're pretty scrambled. Scrambled and then fried. Have you had scorched egg before, D-Trot?
Squashed egg, like,
Scotched.
no, I don't think I've ever heard of it that way. How's that prepared?
It's pretty much just like hard-boiled egg wrapped in sausage. Sausage fat.
Ooh, that actually sounds good.
Yeah, really.
One thing I like to do is I like to take a piece of toast, cut a hole in it, and cook the egg that way. And then, yeah, because then you could just leave the egg on the griddle and pop it, and it'll cook itself in the toast, and then it's sealed into the toast, so you have like a toast egg hybrid. I think there's actually a name for that, and it's escaping me. So Twitch chat, if you have any idea what the name for that is, feel free to let me know.
Jack it up.
Yeah, I dropped a little image so you can have a look.
Oh, that actually looks really nice.
It really is. I used to have them a lot when I was a little kid.
I swear, In all honesty, if there was any possible way for me to get an OS cooking show, I would do it. I would do it. I've done an OS cake, and I've done like a beat map cookie thing before. I should have took pictures of those. I'm gonna do them again though. Beat map cookies are not really hard to do.
What's food with Z-Trot? We could get Userwin to assist.
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, you could do a lot of really neat food-themed ideas with all kinds of different stuff.
How did this channel turn into talking about food, being nauseous already? This channel always turns into talking about food. It doesn't matter what World Cup we're in. At some point, someone talks about food, and then we talk about food, and then everyone's talking about food, and someone's unhappy.
I have a little friend with me at the moment. How you doing? You gonna say hello? Oh,
That squeak was adorable.
well, she's adorable. Oh no, no, no! Claw on microphone, not good idea. Come here. Oh, who's a good baby? That's
The
Mini
little
Z Cat. That's Mini Z Cat. I have 2 Mini Z Cats now. Oh God.
Clearly a dog.
The little. Oh shit. No, 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 no. That's not gonna be good. Hold on. Be right back, guys.
Well, he died. I'm sure Z-Trot will be, I think he'll be fine. And there seems to be a lot of hype for that cat. I can't blame you, that little squeak was adorable.
Okay, and that's taken care of. I had to stop potential cat Armageddon.
That could have been a catastrophe.
It could have been a catastrophe. Oh, that pun's not very funny though. My older cat's
Nope.
not too my older cat's not too fond of the kittens yet. And that being said, they kind of get a little bit angry, and Sheba's sitting on the back of my chair, and the little kitten climbed up my legs, so I had the little kitten get close to the mic so she could give out her little mew. And Big Z Cat Sheba, my calico, she's like, hey, that's my shtick. What are you doing? Get out of here. And so, you know, she got a little bit angry.
Z-Trot sword? Don't know what you're talking about. I didn't hear him.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on.
I don't know. Maybe the cat noises got them all confused.
All right, everybody, things are about to get serious as the time is clicking down for the Indonesia versus United Kingdom match. We are already starting to see some of the team members come in, so that is an excellent sign. We have about 8 minutes here. Yeah, I didn't say that other thing. I said shtick. That's a whole lot different than what you're thinking I said.
It sounded something Sean Connery would say. Horse stuck. It really does sound like something he would say.
Yeah, but things are about to get serious, Twitch chat, as we're starting to see people line up. We've only got the 8 minutes left before things get real. Indonesia versus United Kingdom. Go ahead, get your support out there yet. Before we even get this going, let's get a vote of hands, Twitch chat. Who do you want to see taking away this match? Do you want to see Indonesia take it away, or do you want to see the United Kingdom roll face? Just get that out there. Let your support be known. Hashtag UK, hashtag Indonesia, whatever you want to do, get the support out there.
There's no win by default. I want to see tiebreaker. I really hope we don't see the win by default. That'd be horrible.
You know what? Win by default is not something anyone wants to see, and everybody wants to see the tiebreaker.
Including Pin. Pin always loves to see the tiebreaker. I think he's always the most happy to see one. Like every single time there's a tiebreaker, you see Pin and chat just so happy. Wait, what's MP? There's an MP command in Twitch chat. No, if you type up the MP command, Nightbot will give you the MP link, but there's no match going on from it, so there's no MP link to give out.
Oh no.
Oh, looking good for you.
Oh no.
Incoming highlight.
Oh no. Why, God?
And then there's still a quarter of an hour. There's still a quarter of an hour.
I know, but... All right. Well, we should be getting underway with this match, and as everyone has lined up from the United Kingdom already with 5 minutes waiting, we are still waiting on Indonesian players. Oh, no. I'll be right back, Debbie. I need to go mull over this for just a moment.
Yeah, I imagine you need some time to compose yourself. This is gonna be really interesting. Oh, we have 2 other people here now as well. Do the 2 other people want to introduce themselves, or should I introduce them?
I can introduce myself. For those of you who don't recognize my voice already, this is Halogen here.
And I'm Space Time.
And Space Time. Halogen and Space Time.
Okay.
So in 3 minutes we're gonna have the United Kingdom versus Indonesia. Oh my.
Yes, oh my is probably the right way to describe this.
Describe what? Also, hello, other people.
Helligen described this upcoming match as "Oh my."
Oh my.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be on my.
United Kingdom's a strong team, but from what I saw last week in the round of 16, Indonesia, they are risk takers. They are not afraid to do whatever it takes to win. For anyone who didn't watch last week, of course, we remember, I'm not sure if you pronounce it as Faya or Fia. I'm not sure how you pronounce their name there. The captain of the Indo team actually doing hard rock on Karakutanawi. I think that's how you pronounce it, which is an extremely difficult to time song on its own.
Well, they're taking a really big risk right now, let me tell you that.
Oh, geez. What is with the potential win by defaults?
Yep.
This is...
Do you kind of see the whole, like, oh my thing now?
Yeah, now I do. I don't understand. Like, these are the quarterfinals. You know, there are a lot of other teams.
At the same time, we haven't actually had that many win by defaults, so...
Yeah, last year, just group stages alone, I think there were, what, 13?
This year there were 5. I'm going to check. 1 on Saturday, 4 on Sunday.
Yeah, but unfortunately, these win by defaults are a lot more critical. I mean, they alter the bracket.
Yeah, like, this is a winner. Yes, this is an upper bracket encounter, so if this does turn into a win by default, UK will send the upper bracket, Indonesia will go down to the lower bracket. So, I mean, it's not like the end of the world, like, both teams will still be in the World Cup, but it's not something we want to... Is that a second?
Oh, wait,
yeah,
wait.
we have a second.
We have a second. One more. One more.
We're getting closer.
One more and the dream will be real.
Oh, yes, I think it's pronounced Faya, by the way.
Faya, okay.
Yes. It does look like we are starting to see members from the Indonesian side. We just need one more. Please, one more. Come on, you can do it, Indonesia.
One more?
One more!
One by default and we get brain power.
Judging by the way Lockdoff responded there, it seems like Xkagi might be available.
Yeah, and mind you, it has to be 2 consecutive in a row, not just another win by default. This is... And anyways...
No, it only has to be the specific time.
There we are.
3 people, haha, we win. Whew, awesome.
Saved.
I totally had the lyrics up and ready for it, so I was ready. I was totally ready to do this.
Alright, well I guess I'll get MP updated, and I will update commentators as well, I guess.
Oh, that's a very evil reason to... That's a very evil reason to leave, you know. Don't leave just to do that to me. That's not cool. There might have been 2 win by defaults in a row, though, but I was not here for the first one. Therefore, I have no connection to that whatsoever.
It's a trap, Damon. You cannot run now.
Your soul has officially been sold. You're not allowed to leave now. And he disappeared anyway. No.
What?
What is going on?
Seems like a lot of people want C-trusting in brain power. I'm telling you that.
No, that's a terrible reason for that to happen. Oh, little kitties, come on, you can't... Here, go on the bed.
Z-Cat's not cooperating.
Oh yeah, you missed the little meows earlier. Yeah, what a little squeak.
Yeah, I have 2 newborns.
Well, in order to make this even more fitting, the United Kingdom has to pick brain power as a warm-up, right? They have to.
Have to, but it'd be nice.
Yeah, we're 2 minutes past the hour. Still don't even have warm-ups linked, I might add. So this match could run over if it gets a little interesting.
Yeah.
Isn't somebody scream from Second Heaven? I think it was called. No.
Yeah, second heaven, it appears,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Beautiful. Oh, I really hope we actually see this on. I really want this to happen now. Please, please show this on stream. D-Drop, the warm up.
Oh, Mr. Oh, this is like this is my favorite song ever, though.
Host commentator sings.
It's called Os Idol. You can actually hear the D-Drop sing.
Yeah, actually, I've done that quite a few times. It's not too crazy. We actually have quite a few good people singing this year, so if you haven't checked it out and you want to just hear some people, and not actually just goofy, hilarious singing, but actual decent, like thought out, holy crap, these guys could probably go somewhere with it singing. When we get close to the finals like we are in the Os Idol, it really gets pretty nice. I've said it once. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, as you can all see, what it is, Mr. Krabs' smallest violin, a hardcore remix. I really want to go find that clip now.
UK warming up with their A team there. Pope, Gadget, Hayabusa, and Yip Yap Yap, the 3 frontrunners on the UK team, of course. So good to see that they're all here. It's going to bring United Kingdom's chances up quite a bit for just moving right on.
So someone is asking where is Faya? I believe he or she is in Indonesia.
Probably.
No duh.
I hope so.
First time I've seen the UK lineup.
Let me play a sad
Depends
song
on
for you on the
Pope
world's
Booster.
smallest
Wow,
violin.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that point either. And we lost the Indonesia player again.
Yeah.
This is why you have lineups that are reliable and more than 3 players. I think Indonesia actually had 6 players though, didn't they?
They have Do Not Mess, they have Via, and they also have how was it called?
Faya, Kevin,
Kevin.
Yuskage, Do Not Miss, Demon, and Reese.
I don't know where is Do Not Mess. I don't think he ever played a map this World Cup.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but when you sign up for this World Cup and you have a 6-person roster, you should definitely be making matches without issues here. I mean, Indonesia's basically been on the cusp of a loss by default because they can't seem to get their 3rd player to stay stable in the match, and I don't think that tournament staff is going to be waiting forever for this.
I can understand. I mean, even if it takes a little bit of effort to understand that Switzerland had issues to pull out the 3 players and they couldn't play because there were 4 players on the team. But here, when you have 6 of them, it's... I don't know. It's not a bad time for them either, I think. Like,
No, it's 9 at night. It's hardly a bad time at all.
8 p.m. for them, actually. It's not even 9.
Oh, I thought it was 9. Apologies. It's because of daylight savings time here for me, I think. But yeah, that's going to prove to be very problematic if LPP Demon can't keep a solid connection throughout.
Anyway, it seems like we are going to start the warm-ups without him, though. Or at least that is what we are trying to do. Imagine if you can run us in an Atari. That would be fun. How do you even smash the buttons?
This weekend has been rather unfortunate, at least the second part of these matches. It's just we've had win by default for the first match. The second match doesn't seem to be going very well either. I mean, not a good way to start the weekend, that's for sure.
I did have high hopes for one of these matches.
Yeah, this weekend, everything panning out the way that it should have been, would have been a lot of good matches. But I mean, again, we've just been this weekend's been pretty badly hindered by various issues.
Wow.
And I don't approve of that kind of behavior. Like I'll be the one to say it on stream. When you register for the World Cup and you hit that button and end up on the roster, you should be committing yourself the best of your ability.
Agreed.
That is
I
not.
mean, there are certain situations where it's okay to not be there, obviously, but that hurt to read.
It's like perhaps there are extenuating circumstances behind why Do Not Mess might not be feeling right, but as a whole, when you click that button and register to be a part of the team, you have to realize that you should not only be committing for your country, but also that there are other people who probably would have very happily taken those spots and trained to represent the country. So there's a lot of different angles to look at that.
On the plus side, we have the perfect song for Do Not Miss playing already.
That's perfect.
They got you covered.
That's really good.
UK are on it.
Seeming like there's going to be some technical issues here, so we're going to have the room recreated, and hopefully we can get this match underway. We're definitely running quite a bit behind here. We're 10 minutes past the hour and still haven't even played a warm-up yet.
Well, I'm not going to complain. I mean, we have players.
That is true. In the grand scheme of things, after 2 previous win by defaults, we really can't complain too much here.
I'm not complaining at all. I just hope they actually go.
Okay, well, the room is up. We have players in the room.
The players have entered the room.
Except we have 4 UK players here and only 2 Indonesia players. Again.
Oh no.
Next, we've got enough people to play. Let's do this.
Pipper. And now, apparently, XKagi, according to somebody in chat, XKagi now disconnected. I'm not sure if that's...
No,
oh no, there's XKagi there.
The UK team.
Alright, we've got some defection here, no big deal. At least we have all of our players. It doesn't matter that they're, not representing the right colors, but it's all good.
All these traders.
So many traders.
Oh, boo-hoo.
All right. Do I sound okay?
Yes.
Yep, you do.
Oh,
And now is a UK player missing here.
Oh, for the love of
That will be
everything.
fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that's
three
okay.
left to make
At least we know that all of the UK players are here.
Yeah, there we go. This probably
welcome to the Mania World Cup Team Sorting Edition. So, we should have this all set up in just a moment. It looks like the warm-up is ready, guys. Everyone is here and present. This match is about to get underway. And we are right back to our warm-up of Mr. Krabs' smallest violin. Hopefully we'll see this thing go now as we get started with our first match that I've seen so far today.
This would be the first match that we actually have gameplay in today. Technically.
Yeah, that's actually true. Like, it's hard to me to think about the first 2 matches being today because it was not today for me, but you did see
right,
why
yeah,
it
they're
is.
all Sundays.
Yeah, UTC's fun, isn't it?
Riverside at UTC here. It's like I commentated the Canada-Australia match, but it was 11 p.m. local time, so that was technically Saturday for me.
Yeah, it was technically yesterday for me as well. Because it's like 1 in the morning here.
My goodness.
Boo-hoo.
Fun.
Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Well, at least now we have started. Even if it is a bit late, but hey, we have a match. And that's
Yes,
what counts.
there is actual gameplay being shown at this moment.
So Citral will not have to sing Brain Power.
I'm so happy.
I like that this chart's actually very legitimately done.
That was a weird drop by Reese. I like how Indonesia is playing with double hidden here. I think I remember seeing Xkagi playing hidden before, but not as a main thing.
Yeah, Halogen, I'll agree with you. This is actually charted a lot more legit than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's got a structure, it's very coherent, it's playable. No complaints.
I like how Demon is holding 100%, even though he had problems to stay on the room now, he's showing that he will definitely be there for the fight.
Yeah, let him go, actually doing very, very well. His accuracy seems pretty tight as well compared to some of the other players. He's just very nicely concentrated.
Really close warm-up over here. The only miss was from Raze. And there you have it, 100%.
Wow, guys.
I think Pope Gadget as well got 100%, but look at that ratio.
Oh. Woohoo. Guys, look at the ratios across the board here. These are really solid ratios given that map difficulty. That's about, I would say that map structure is close to difficulty of the quarterfinals pool.
I think it
Potentially
is more
a little on the
round 16, yes, a little bit easier.
Like I was gonna say lower end, but still.
Like
it's a
if I have
solid
to,
ratio around.
if I have to call a map like this one, it will probably be at the level of, I want to say Cyrano Break without slow gems, but maybe
Fair
it's a
enough.
little bit harder than that.
Oh, look at the title of this song.
So you love Jump Stream?
And based off of how this sounds here, it sounds like players could be dealing with decent density.
All the density.
I'm just waiting for my computer to explode.
It sounds like it's in the 190 BPM range, I think.
Oh man, the PC didn't explode. I'm actually surprised.
I think you called it too soon there.
Whoops.
Oh, never mind. You didn't explode. I thought there for a second after you got quiet, you went boom.
That will be actually funny.
196 BPM, I was close.
I like how both teams had for a second 1 point of difference.
Demon actually still holding the hidden on there as well.
Yep, good to point out. Maybe he will play hidden all the way through because I don't think we saw a lot of Demon before, and I'm not sure if he played on the 7 key one. I would like to know if he did because his name is somehow familiar.
Well, let's take a look here.
He's hitting a bit too early though now, I believe. The hidden is being a bit of a pain to get accuracy on.
LPP...
Especially...
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
Go ahead. LPP Demon did not, or LPD, excuse me, did not play in the 7-key World Cup for Indonesia.
Alright. So...
But he
we're
is a
getting
hidden.
some info here. Yeah, he's a hidden main. But, like, I'm actually surprised that he's not using a hidden skin instead of the mod, because he seemed to have a little bit of issues hitting the notes in the proper spot for the first hundreds of combo, and that means that you should be able to perform better with a static hidden playfield. As you know, the mod for Mania scales as soon as your combo goes up, so...
And that causes a number of issues too. I mean, in addition to the combo scaling, or the threshold scaling further up your playfield or further away from your receptors, the moment you miss, it fades back in, and that's a huge visual distraction personally.
Yeah, I always have issues, you know. When I find misses on hidden, it's really hard to catch up the right time to time the song again. That was a drop from Jeep Jab Job, I'm pretty sure it was on the hands.
Yeah. This is a very interesting showdown here. I mean, Yip Yap Yap performing certainly suboptimally than normal, but Indonesia is generally keeping up with the UK team on these more consistent picks. We could see some interesting accuracy wars on some of the simpler maps like Ultimate Ascension and Gypsy Gets the Tech.
I have to point out though that Pope Gadget had 100% on Ultimate Ascension not so long ago. So if the Indonesia team was looking forward to that, they will probably know what the UK team is able to perform on that map. I will go for something more safe. I will say something like She Runs maybe can be a more accurate battle for consistency between these two teams. I will even call the Gravity Climax, but I think that is a little bit too hard for Indonesia.
The jump chains, yeah.
Gibbs can get the tag, can be also a good pick, but I think Indonesia would start with the noodles in general, like Chinese Restaurant, and Ryoshi Nomi, and the Fruit Defender perhaps. Playtime, I think it will likely be avoided if not banned by the UK.
Yeah, playtime's probably not going to be staying around here. Man, this is incredibly close, and Yip Yap Yap with another miss. This is actually very key information for the Indonesia team here. We're actually seeing that Yip Yap Yap is not stable when it comes to longer songs.
Yeah, he had issues with jump drills there. I'm not really sure why. It's more like a focus and control test.
Absolutely. The misses that are coming here are not because Yip Yap Yap can't do the song. It's likely because he can't focus all the way through the song. And those are two very key differences.
Yeah, but thankfully for the UK, Pope Gadget with 100% there. Bringing the
casual 999.
Yeah, the 999,000.
no big deal here, just no problems.
All right, it looks like Pulp Gadget actually rolled at 86.
Did he?
Oh my.
He rolled before his toe doesn't count. Whoa!
72.
Oh,
That was actually close. So Indonesia will start banning. Any suggestions? I think Rave 7 can be a good ban from Indonesia. Or maybe a free mod map if they don't feel comfortable with the mods, because they don't have the older players, so they might have a bit of a disadvantage on that.
Yeah, something to point out too is Hope Gadget has very clearly shown already his accuracy is bordering lethal. It's ridiculous. So Hard Rock picks could be potentially deadly against Indonesia here, but you also got to figure there's certain maps that could be very, very bad news for them. You mentioned Rave 7. I very much agree with that potentially being their ban. It's one of those maps that either you can do it well or you can't do it at all. There's no gray area in between.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Like, if you have the speed to keep up, it's not too hard, but if you're lacking a little bit of it, you will definitely have a really bad time. Also, you have a Foolish Hero as a potential ban. If you
don't mention it, no, we're not jinxing that. Shut up! No, we're not getting 100% ban rate on Foolish Hero. Let it not get banned for a change. I want to see it, man.
Oops, Race decided to left the room when he had to ban.
Oh no!
I'm not taking this responsibility.
Race, pick your ban. Nope. Bye.
we forfeit. Bye.
Okay, Race has re-entered the room again, so let's figure out what they're gonna ban here.
What's your ban? GG. Good game. Already lost at the warm-ups.
What's your band? Exits room.
Or keep a band. And that one's.
Yeah, it's kind of looking like it's paused at the moment. We're just kind of waiting on that team to pull up the band.
Yeah,
There are quite a few.
Brave 7.
Yep, you guys had that right.
And yeah, of course, United Kingdom not happy about that. They definitely have the speed. I imagine United Kingdom is probably going to get rid of one of the 2 LN picks.
Maybe Foolish Hero though. Like this is a risky situation for United Kingdom though, because they can knock out a Dogno pick, but if they do, they will leave. Oh my god, they leave Foolish Hero open, banning Lefruit Defendu.
So wait. Not only is Lefruit Defendu out, but both Playtime and Chinese Restaurant, the 2 arguably primary LN picks, are still available. This is interesting.
I will call Foolish Hero also a long way pick, but it's mostly SB oriented for sure.
Well, Playtime and Chinese, Foolish Hero's got a couple of tricky LNs that if you don't know the SVs, you could release them properly.
Well, with the fact that we're not seeing as many bans, time investment might have been put in this weekend for the players, and we might not be seeing someone so worried about that. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing Chinese Restaurant, so that would be awesome. But it looks like our first pick is going to be Gypsy Gets the Keck.
Not the tag, the tag.
Gypsy gets. No, it is completely acceptable to say Gypsy gets the keck. Come on.
I like saying Keck. Plus, Pope Gadget got it. He said Keck too. Keck.
I'll be honest. I thought you weren't actually sure and got confused and thought that was actually the subtitle.
No, I know it's Keck, but Keck sounds hilarious. All right, so we're going to, as you can see, the tournament staff is trying to push along our players a little bit, as we did kind of get a slow start up. We're starting this match about 30 minutes into the time pool. Not something you really want to do, especially when you have other matches lined up for the day, but that's just the way it's going to go. Remember guys, make sure to get your support out for the teams you want to see win. If you want to see Indonesia pull this away, go ahead and put up that hashtag Indonesia, show your support. If you want the UK boys to run right through with this, let them be known. Show your support with hashtag UK hype, whatever you want. And remember, if you want to support your teams even further, you can go over to the OS store and pick up a banner. All proceeds for the banners go to support the prize pool for the tournament. And if you pick the winning team that you give support to and they pull a win, like USA is going to,
oh my!
Your banner will Hey man, I already got my banner, Halogen. You can't let me down, man. You can't do it.
I think you can actually. You just don't want them to.
Oh, man.
Can we both agree that Gypsy gets the tag? It's the easier map of the pool.
Yeah.
Physically, no, but in terms of simplicity, yes. In terms of physical strain, Foolish Hero is obviously the lightest song, but you've got the SVs to, multiply the difficulty by like 10 there.
Well, I think Gypsy gets the tag is the only map that I could full combo in a side read, so...
This map, based off of the warm-ups that we saw, could be really interesting. We've seen that both teams can handle jump stream well, and there's also that midsection where there's just a barrage of split-handed jump trills. So lots of split-handed action here. Those could cause some combo breaks on either side. I've certainly done it before too. So if you're not on point, you could suffer pretty badly here. Yeah,
if you run into mind block whatsoever during this, it can get real nasty real fast for you, especially with Score VV2 and how accuracy is set up. Although, with saying that this is a speed pick, obviously, watching the warm-ups, I feel like the United Kingdom and Indonesia both, speed is not really a problem for them. But something you did point out with that warm-up is Yip Yip Yop had some problems with holding longer consistency. So if we see the longer maps out, we might see more mistakes on the United Kingdom side. But in terms of speed and overall accuracy, I don't feel like Gypsy Gets the Tech is going to be a very hard pick for the UK.
See, in an instance where Yip Yap Yop was having issues, I also want to point out that the tempo on the warm-up was slower. It was 196. Yip Yap Yop is naturally probably going to want to focus and be able to focus better on something that's faster. I mean, it starts fast and gets up to 230 near the end, so we might see a better performance than in the warm-up.
Very much so.
I will say that this map is one of the riskier ones though for the United Kingdom because it is on a level of difficulty that Indonesia can still keep up pretty well. So it's a matter of who makes the first mistake.
Yeah, in this upcoming section here, after this one closes out, we could potentially see drops on either side if players are not properly warmed up or if their hands aren't cooperating. That's just in a couple of seconds here, so we're going to have to see LPD Demon actually making the first drop here. And
yep, right after.
Rating. Here we go. Let's see how this goes here.
Actually impressed by the fact that Demon managed to recover so easily in terms of accuracy, even though he missed with hidden.
Yeah, luckily we haven't seen but 2 drops. There is a little bit of accuracy tanking all around. XKage still holding the 100% as well as Pope Gadget. And as I say that, it does look like XKage did actually drop the double S there. Not losing too much accuracy, only 0.2 points. So not too big of a hit, but that is still going to have the score in United Kingdom's favor at this moment.
Yep, 7,000 points in favor of the UK. Missed count is exactly the same, 1 for each. And as soon as someone makes a drop here, they will turn down into the other side instantly.
Density going up a little bit. We have some more triples showing their face, and there's some polyrhythms in here too, so it's a little bit more uncoordinated now. We got to watch out for Yip Yap Yop.
But XKage though is the one dropping here for the Indonesian side, and United Kingdom is still going. Hayabusa dropping below the 99.9, but still with an amazing accuracy. Poke Gadget as well doing a fantastic job, dropping a bit of a 200 there.
That was a lot of hit there, but XKage and Race both seeming to have trouble with this 230 here, and this is where the UK is going to excel. They've got the speed and control to handle this.
Yeah, that was a triple S, not triple S is it, but UK has all S ranks all across the board. Same with Indonesia as well. It's just the accuracy and the drops that did happen are going to United Kingdom only seeing 1 miss, as we see 5 misses on Indonesia's side. And guys, really, it could be that small, and that will do it. And the United Kingdom's going to take that first point.
Yep. And next pick will be Chinese restaurant. Instant decision by the Indonesian side, and I'm not surprised about this one.
Long note hype.
Play into their strength for sure.
Also want to point out that Gipsy gets the tech. It's probably going to be the map with a higher accuracy average. You can already tell by that map being played.
Point out that it was all of UK pretty much had the same accuracy. 99.85, 99.86, and 99.88.
That is very close. That shows good coordination between the teams, though.
That also being said, there was still like 8,000 points between their scores.
Now, with Chinese restaurant starting, I feel like the most accuracy tanks we're going to see is around the first quarter of the map. We have a lot of unintuitive long note releases here, so let's see how our players can handle that.
Yeah, you gotta see.
That's definitely going to be a thing, and I'm more concerned about the trills at the end, like the double trills with the long notes. If you get those timings wrong, you can easily drop a huge amount of accuracy and combo. For now, of course, these long notes are quite tricky, and you can easily drop the accuracy, but I don't think it will be decided just by this.
The way those patterns are laid out in the back end are really, really complicated. It's so strange on the hands. Like, it doesn't coordinate well at all.
Yeah,
as you can see, Jip, it's really behind.
Yeah, and that section gets real wonky around the first Kai, right? We actually do see a miss from Hayabusa, though. So that's going to be great for the Indonesian team, as if they can just stay consistent with this. This might have been a very calculated pick on their side.
3 full combos on the Indonesian team versus only 1 on the UK side. Yip Yap Yop not exactly doing the best in terms of accuracy either.
Yes, score gap is quite big at the moment, around 40,000 points, maybe a little bit less than that. But as soon as Indonesia breaks, this can turn into the other side quickly. As I mentioned, you still have the double tricks remaining. If you don't time those properly, you can easily drop the ball. Demon being the one dropping for the Indonesian side twice in a row now. But they are still on the lead. And here we go with the Ki section. Keep drop the full combo.
Just as I called there, the first section of this Kai has some split-handed jumps where one of the hands is not holding an LN, so it is so incredibly uncoordinated, and Yip Yap Yap suffering there.
We do see a miss from X-Kage as well. Ree's only being the only full combo on Indonesia's side. Score's still in their favor though, but it can go either way. If we see any more drops from the Indonesian team, they might lose the advantage they have. But there's not much time left.
Yeah, the map is almost over. And there you have it. Indonesia tying up the series here, 1-1.
1-1. Very, very nicely done. Pope Gadget doing a pretty solid job in terms of accuracy, but look at the consistency by Indonesia there. Lowest score, 99.46% accuracy. Best score, 99.57. Just all around, really solid.
Yep, and miscount though. The combo matters a lot, as you can see. Race, even though he had a shorter accuracy than their teammates, he managed to get the best score of the room here.
1-1 in this best of 9 here, and song number 3 is going to be picked by the United Kingdom. What's going to come next?
I wouldn't be surprised to see the Krabi team. Like, I think that makes sense. Maybe a free mod pick though, that can also be a good choice. Yeah, Krabi Gamma is probably the best one for the free mod.
Well, this is interesting.
And
after the first match,
Connor,
a higher average accuracy. Now Indonesia does. United Kingdom has an average of 99.58. Indonesia has an average of 99.6.
What the heck is Connor doing in there?
He's actually doing the captain job. It's actually fine.
Ah, gotcha. He's the coach. I like this. You see this in professional esports there. You got your players and then you've got your coach just standing behind. This is cool. But yeah, if that is actually the pick, then we called it correct there. Palette Gamma being the United Kingdom's next pick here. And I wonder if Fia is going to make a return here. Maybe not.
I don't think his Fia is actually online. That's the problem.
Wow. Again, I remember last week, Fia going with the Hard Rock Flashlight and Kara Kudanawe. So that could have been a potential score boost if Fia was capable of handling this map, but we're not going to see it here. We have straight Hard Rock across the board.
Hidden Hard Rock, is this standard?
Oh boy. That is right. LPD Demon being a hidden main, stacking Hard Rock on top of hidden. No bonus for that, of course. Just Hard Rock for everybody.
And out of the Fremont pick, this is probably the higher speed pick.
Definitely. Like 270 BPM streams. That's the thing you need to know.
And yet it still manages to be one of the easier free mod picks overall, just because it's entirely composed of just stream pretty much.
Yeah, it's just a matter of if you are able to keep up the speed, you're fine. As you can see, Demon is having issues with the hidden hard rock, and I don't blame him. I also tried that before, and it's really, really hard.
And worth noting, this song is very, very, very short. We're already a third of the, actually a halfway through now.
Yep, this is the moment you can regain your accuracy and stamina a little bit, but after this, you have no stop streams and some jacks at the end as well that can trick you out if you're not paying too much attention.
Ooh! And just as you said that, yeah, Hayabusa does drop there. That's not going to be good for them, but with Demon accuracy steadily dropping a little bit there, it's really not going to hurt the United Kingdom as much as their overall accuracy is just way higher.
Yeah, accuracy is just too big of a difference here to even matter in terms of combo. And as you can see, the UK will take this point even though with one miss of disadvantage.
Yeah, very solid run there by Pope Gadget, 272 and 3. And Yip Yap Yap, not too bad himself, actually. Very similar ratios by both of these players.
And those, like on Indonesia's side, Demon, those two 100s were detrimental there, and that's probably what lost it. And it's unfortunate, but Hidden Hard Rock is not a very easy combo to play.
Especially not only that, like Indonesia losing in the UK picks is not something that is that bad. I mean, for sure you want to win as much as you can, but as soon as you just win your picks, you will force a tiebreaker.
Very much so, and that kind of that's got me excited a little bit, Juan, as we don't actually see this very often where they go back and forth, but it looks like Indonesia is really on point on their picks that they're playing, as the same for the United Kingdom. Their picks, they seem to be really consistent on.
My.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about this pick.
Weren't we talking about this during the Canada-Australia match?
Yeah, a little bit. This was a good pick for Australia if they managed to get to that, but it happens the same thing again here for Indonesia. This is probably the best pick in the Freemal bracket for Indonesia, but that doesn't mean they will have the advantage against the UK.
Yeah,
well,
this
you
is...
say that, but yep, does not seem particularly happy about this pick.
This map has a very simplistic structure. The UK is liable to absolutely trash this chart on Hard Rock. So unless Indonesia is bringing somebody who's going to play Flashlight Hard Rock, I do not think this is a wise pick at all.
Well, having playtime as a viable option, that probably seems better than this, but we have to wait and see though. The burst on the intro of this is pretty mind-block, and not only that, it's also hard to hit, even if you get it right.
Seems like the UK is actually not too happy about this pick. That surprises me a little bit, actually.
Picks were made. Strategies are being played right here in this match.
It's strange. With the structure of this map, you would figure that the United Kingdom would be able to keep up with this. But you know, actually, now that I think about it, this song is not that fast. It's what, 200 BPM?
Yep, 200.
So this is within Indonesia's capability in terms of accuracy. So this could be a consistency combo pick after all. This might not be as bad of a pick as I initially thought.
Well, it's a matter of who gets the burst properly at the intro, and not only that, it also matters in the solo. And you also have the mini jacks, like the jump threads into triple chord.
Wow, Yip is legitimately like scared of this chart, it seems like. He wants out.
And Hayabusa looks like they want out too.
This is really, really surprising to me. I'm actually quite liking this.
Yep, as you can see, full combo in this is not a really good, a really easy thing. Like, the intro is Hayabusa mentioning that he has issues with it.
Dude, Indonesia's probably feeling really good about their pick right now, like calculated.
Well, if they win, for sure. And also if they win, that will probably be a mental hit for the United Kingdom, I will say. They are panicking a little bit here.
Yeah, they need to relax and put a little bit less pressure on themselves. They need to remember the structure of this file. Yeah, there is that intro, but what are the odds of the damage being that severe that they can't make it up? You know, you gotta think in a better light than that.
Not to mention the possibility of Indonesia even messing that up. Just because it's their pick does not mean mistakes can't be made.
Exactly.
Hit the hard rock again.
The mind games are getting real.
Tournament meta is a very legitimate thing in this tournament structure with the way these pools are put together. Here we go, guys. Song number 4 out of 9, UK and Indonesia, 2-1 in favor of Indo. And here we go.
In favor of A, this say?
Look at that, 5 breaks. 5 breaks in that burst.
And a lot of accuracy tanks over there. Even Poe Gadget, who managed to combo this, having a really big hit on accuracy. Lead is in favor of Indonesia, even though they had 3 misses.
Very, very small, but nonetheless, Hard Rock, if you make even the slightest of mistakes on release, it could punish you very bad. There's a couple of annoying long notes in here that are just very short, but long enough to be intrusive.
Entering some of the calm sections, you have these long notes that are not really too hard, but it can trip you out if you're not paying too much attention to the releases because of the V2. But now entering into the stream ones, we'll have some jacks soon enough and some breaks on the middle of the streams that can drop your accuracy a little bit.
But as you can see, the score is literally blinking back and forth. It is a fight, but Demon dropping right there is going to give that possible lead to the United Kingdom. But Pipper also seeing a drop that's not going to be good. If they can keep the consistency up, they might be able to pull this off. We have a whole lot of song left to battle it through, though. So
yeah,
it's anybody's.
Really important to mention. It's really important to mention here that it's very important that Indonesia holds combo outside of the streams, because with how solid Pope Gadget and Hayabusa's accuracies are, when those streams come, that score gap is going to, it's going to get larger, just ever so slightly larger. the longer the streams go because they've got better accuracy overall.
Yep, I also
Like, pay
remember
attention
Paul
here.
Gadget using a different key setup compared to the last week performance, so I don't expect him dropping too much, but maybe someone consistent is every now and then trying to get used to that new setup. But here on the streams, it's not changing too much.
Yeah, at the start of the stream, it was 12,000 points. Let's see what the gap is at the end of it. Looks like another 1,000.
Skagi's just a little bit tilted, I think. Look at how he's hitting the nose. Keep pressing the other one.
Yeah, I think it's about 23,000 at the moment.
There's still the solo remaining though. So it will be decided by that probably. Right here, there you go with the solo.
And again, parts of this favor both teams here. We've got streaming sections for the UK, but we've got some strange long notes that could probably be a little bit better for Indonesia here.
Demon finding a miss over there, that's not good. Paul Gadget finding another one in the jump drills.
One stream to go here with about a 30,000 point lead in favor of the UK. It's not too long though, so UK is going to have to make a decent drop for Indonesia to actually have a shot at coming back here.
Yeah, outside of almost a complete tank, like a whole measure miss right now would be absolutely detrimental. But it looks like they're going to, yeah, it looks like they're staying consistent with it as we get into the, Pipper sees a miss, but XKage and Demon both kind of just negating any type of damage done there. It looks like the United Kingdom will be able to pull this one away.
Yeah, just looking at the first break point so far in this match. That is not good for Indonesia. Last couple of notes remaining, but I don't think this will turn into a different fate. UK will win this one by 50,000 points. Nice job there by Pope Gadget with only 16 to 100. It's amazing accuracy by him.
Yeah, that's crazy. He was so worried about that at the very beginning, and then it wasn't anything to worry about. Oh. Okay.
Well, it seems like Connor will pick Depravity Climax after this ends. I'm not too sure what happened with Piper, but
I think they might be making a switch.
Yeah, they were only in there to play that pick as Yip Yip Yop was like, nope, nope, nope.
So, Juan, what are your thoughts about this pick from the United Kingdom?
I don't know. I have a lot of issues with this map, so if Indonesia have the same amount of issues that I do, they have no chance. But I saw previously on the Canada against Australia match that this map was actually pretty close. Every single player manages to stay really strong on this one, so this is probably an accuracy pick, so United Kingdom should have the advantage, but since it is quite long and consistency is the thing, Indonesia still stands a chance. I don't think it's the best pick for the UK, but it's probably one of the better ones anyways. Like, I was thinking about the bird poison bathwater, but this one is also really good.
Yeah, I'm personally a little surprised that we haven't seen that yet because we've already established that the United Kingdom has substantially better accuracy, and the bird's poison bathwater almost seems like a guaranteed win for me. But you know, you have the coordination in those bursts; they can be quite difficult.
Like, the only thing I'm sure the United Kingdom should not go for is Summoned Beast Battle, because I don't think they should have to risk that map because it's the harder one in the 3-mob pool technically.
Oh, all right.
Jump drills.
Watch these gluts here. Yep, taking a little bit of damage on that one.
Hayabusa and Pope Gadget still staying strong after that first section there. Raising, Lemon Demon, Yip Yip Yop, all three seeing misses. Wow.
And this is the thing that I wanted to point out, that those 1/3 snap jumps are very quick. They're not easy to get through. Even if you're a really strong player, the way that they're oriented can cause plenty of misses if you're not on point.
Reese actually sees another miss there. Not looking good for Indonesia at the moment, but there's still plenty of map to play. We're not even halfway through yet, so there is a potential to pull it back. But with Demon dropping again, that's not going to be a very easy task to have happen, as Hayabusa is still holding a double S for the United Kingdom side.
Yes, indeed, 30,000 points of difference here is quite a big lead because of the map being so long.
Wanted to point out really quickly that Hayabusa's double S was only 300 points ahead of Pope Gadget with a 200 on Score V2, so that speaks volumes about Pope Gadget's overall accuracy on this map. His rainbow ratio's got to be through the roof right now. We've got solid scores throughout, too. I mean, lowest score out of everybody is LPD Demon on Hidden at 99.40.
Hidden is definitely a trouble when it comes to Gulat's reading, in my opinion. Oh, look at those bursts. He dropped a lot of accuracy over there. And Hayabusa breaking his 100% there. Not going to matter too much, mostly because the accuracy difference is just really, really big. The map is almost over. I don't think Indonesia has any chance here to come back remaining. Like, UK just pulling off his better consistency and accuracy in general. Jip Jump finding a miss, but it's not going to be enough by any means.
Kagi came into the jump troll very badly there, and that lead has grown to about 70,000 points as a result of that mistake. And Indonesia's just struggling to hold combo on those 1/3 jumps. It's
Stamina.
Yeah, definitely tough to hold on to.
Yeah, it looks like they just weren't able to stay consistent there. Ree's seeing lots of drops near the end. That is going to be a very clear win for the United Kingdom, bringing them to potential match point. And we will see what they are going to go with next. Not looking good for Indonesia at the moment, but they are definitely still putting it out there. You know, they given a good fight. It's just not enough at the moment.
Colmec? What is that?
Wait.
I think he's
Yeah, Indonesian.
yeah.
Hold on. Am I reading that right?
That's
Yep.
why I laughed. I laughed quite a bit at that.
Oh my
You're
god.
reading that right.
Yeah, you're reading Loktop's message very, very clearly there.
Gotta catch them all, I guess.
I don't have a phone that can run Pokemon Go. I feel sad.
Oh,
I found a
I do.
Dragonite in my house yesterday, for what it's worth. I didn't catch it. It made me mad. It was like 1500 CP too.
I think I'm like one of the only people I know who doesn't actually play it.
I played it for a little while and then I've basically stopped. Like I lost interest. Oh, I
the
can't. Okay,
Kabuto,
I
nice.
can't blame him for that. That's pretty hard to find.
Oh, I found a
Rudolph's is-
Kabuto some days ago.
I want a Kabuto. Kabuto's has always been an awesome Pokemon.
I found an Ammonite out by St. Louis near the Arch.
Guys have to commentate.
Yes.
Pokemon
But
suddenly
alright, Lord Helix,
World
we
Cup.
have to praise. We have to praise Lord Helix.
It's playtime though. But yes,
Oh yeah.
it's literally playtime, as the next map is playtime. Oh man, say that 5 times fast.
Playtime.
No, say
This
the
map
whole
is
statement.
This map is playtime.
Yeah, it's playtime and the map is playtime.
No thanks.
Yeah.
This
All
is
right.
a little bit trickier for Indonesia. I mean, this chart is so conducive to combo breaking on so many different spots outside of LN too. So, not sure how this one.
Alright, there we go. Time to start with can be the potential last pick of the match between Indonesia and the United Kingdom. Have to wait and find out the result of this. Quite a long no pick oriented, but the jacks on this map are no joke and that can trip you out really easily.
Yeah, difficult jacks, difficult transitions. This map overall is just an absolute nightmare on a technical level. There are so many places to mess up.
At least the song is really catchy, so training is not that frustrating.
It's because Murasake is just amazing, you know. They work fantastic together. LPD Demon finding the first drop.
The jacks.
Yeah,
oh, the
as you were
jacks.
talking about. And Kagi finding a break. Race, all of the Indonesian team has lost their full combo while all of the UK team is still holding it for now. And I'm going to stress for now.
We still have some tricky long releases. Jim Jab Job seems to be the one having the bigger amount of issues when it comes to long releases, I will say, for the United Kingdom.
Yeah, but those issues not seeming to be present now. All three players absolutely doing a fantastic job right now. All of them having a full combo. That is something worth mentioning.
Oh my god, what was that?
Was that?
Three drops there in the easier section of the whole map. What is going on?
Oh my gosh.
That's a nice curse, my friend.
I'm so happy. It's less than 10,000 points in favor. Oh, it's like 6,000 points only for the UK. Indonesia has a chance here.
And there's still one long no section that can trip out the United Kingdom, so now it can go anywhere for sure. Jib Jab dropping the ball there, and the Indonesia side is about to take it. Scores are flashing back and forth.
There's a very nasty transition. There's a very nasty transition incoming here, and this could be the decider for the song. It is not too far away. Let's see if let's see where the breaks happen. There's almost certainly going to be at least one break on that transition. And it's coming right here.
Oh no, Kage, no!
Kagi being the one to break on the transition, but the score gap is not very, very large. United Kingdom needs to hold on here. Indonesia's got some comfort with these long nodes.
Be careful with the end of the long nose. United Kingdom already shows some issues with a simpler section, and that can be the decisive point though. Kage finding a lot of misses over there. Scores are not getting too much away though. Race, oh, that was a huge drop point. Race. I don't think now they have a chance.
Not much left here, just these little bits of long notes here. It's possible to overhold, but it seems like United Kingdom's going to hold down the fort here, and Jib Jab dropping. Wow, that was an intense ending. But yes, that is going to do it. United Kingdom will conclude this match against Indonesia with a result of 5-1. Really solid performance by both teams on that last map there. And the United Kingdom's going to be moving on to the semifinals of the winners bracket.
Yep, and they will face the winner between the United States and Brazil. So, Halogen kind of spying a little bit, maybe. If they manage to win, they already know a bit of the UK team.
I am a natural scout, my friend. I will watch these VODs top to bottom.
I always do that. Also, point mentioning that Indonesia will be facing Canada in the losers bracket.
Oh, that has some potential to be really, really intense.
Yep.
Because remember, harder map pool, but speedy players on Canada. That's going to work in their favor.
Speaking of intense, this Chile vs Malaysia warm-up map.
Yeah, we will be moving.
Yeah,
we will be moving directly into that match, guys. That will start in about 4 minutes. It looks like everyone's there, ready to go. Thank you, teams. That being said, the warm-up should start in just a moment here, and we'll go right into that. No more breaks, no more waiting. This will be the next match. After this, though, we will be seeing a small 2-hour break in preparation for the next matches. That being said, we should be getting started in just a moment.
we get to start on time.
Oh man, what can we say about this match? Chile and Malaysia.
Can't I call something crazy?
I think I have a feeling what you're going to call, and I'm wondering because I'm thinking the same thing potentially.
Are we going to see a tiebreaker here?
I'm thinking that this is going to go the long haul here.
Again, I hope that Chile knows what they are doing, because I'm pretty sure that Malaysia does. This will be a mind game match, in my opinion. It's a matter of who picks the better. And if they manage to reach a tiebreaker, I don't really know who will win it if they get to that point. But what I am sure is that as soon as someone makes a mistake on their picks, that's pretty much game over.
Chile needs to be very careful. They've made mistakes in song picks in the past in this tournament. They cannot afford to do that.
Yeah, they definitely cannot afford to do that again. Like picks like Rape 7, picks like Gipsy gets the tag, or maybe even she runs favors Chile in general, but they have to be careful when they pick that, because I can see them picking them too early and not having the proper warm-up can be a thing. Keep in mind that I think it's 11 a.m. for them right now, so
yeah,
they didn't have too much time to warm up. So
something I want to bring up, and you mentioned this, and I think it's good to talk about how song picks are very important. With a match that has the potential to go the long haul here, this is the kind of match where it almost seems viable to pick your high-risk stuff first, so that if you fall behind, you have your go-to almost guaranteed wins to come back and swing the morale your way, and then potentially, deliver that knockout blow at the end of the match. It's really tricky because both teams have maps that they're probably going to almost guaranteed have wins on.
yes, indeed. And if I have to call a player that needs to overperform this time, it's going to be the Mito. For sure. Chile needs the Mito at his best shape because he is the third player. We already know that Arkin and Urusai are two monsters, but they need a backup. They need a third player to get the scores that they need to beat Malaysia, because Malaysia is not a team that will have that issue. All of the players in Malaysian side have different specializations. They can do whatever they pick, it's fine for them. They can afford to have 3 players on each map, which is something that Chile cannot. So they really need the Mito on best shape possible. And Walter Toro has to be there for the SB maps if they end up picking them.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, this by far, for me, has been my favorite map pool. The variance from start to finish, this entire pool, it can go any way with any two team pairings because there's such strong polarization in maps on one end and on the other end, and then there's a whole just myriad of maps that have multiple tests where every map is risky to pick, and it's so nerve-wracking.
Yep, you pretty much have like 2 maps that are not risky if you're better than the other team, and those are like Rave 7 and Chinese Restaurant. Like
pretty much.
Everything else is just risky. Like as you can see, she runs and Summoned Beast Battle are pretty much ignored every single time. Those are probably the picks that no one wants to make.
Yeah, they're not bad enough to ban, but they're basically the last resort where we're in trouble, we need something to happen now kind of picks.
Yeah, those maps are those kind of maps that you pick at the end. Like if you're like 4-3, 3-4, and you need something else, you run out of picks.
Something that just came to my mind here, where is Urusai?
We already know how he does. Actually, the Mito is playing with the wrong scroll speed. I hope that doesn't happen in the actual match, because it did happen already in the group stages.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
This is a good way to warm your eyes up for that density, man. Try to read it through. This is how you become the makings of a great flashlight player. Learn to read super, super slow.
I couldn't do it. That looks painful. That looks incredibly painful.
I'm worried about Walter though. I don't see him playing. I'm not sure about you.
Here's a fun question actually. Can you pick a map from the map pool for the warm-up?
Nope, you can't. Like imagine this situation. I talked with Halogen before the matches, and we were like, Well, I want to pick Foolish Hero, for example, as a warm-up. But here's the thing. If you pick a map that is on the pool, you have some information about how the other team performs on it, so that can lead into some strategic banning, and that's unfair. So it's not allowed to pick maps of the pool as warm-up. You can pick maps of the semifinals, round of 16 pool if you are playing right now, or even the group stages ones. There's no problem with that, but you cannot pick maps that are in the actual pool.
But there is nothing against picking a chart that is of the same song, as long as it's not the chart used in the pool.
You can pick like playtime MX difficulty instead of the super crazy one.
Yeah.
It will probably still be a little like, come on man, you can pick something better, but you can do it.
Dimitu holding that beautiful 28% accuracy.
Well, I'm talking with him on PM and he's saying that he was practicing flashlight, so he forgot to change his scroll speed.
Oh goodness. Is that why he's just not... Is he responding to you and that's why he's having these giant miss sections? Oh no. It looks like we lost a wand. And there's a wand back.
Wand crystal forever disappearing.
Yep.
Wow,
It is
Demi 2. Fantastic performance right now with the 30%. Just absolutely exemplary.
I think I can read that scroll speed. I will probably have low accuracy, but I think I can play that.
Yeah, what is that, like 12, 11?
That's
Look
probably 13.
Look over at Chiax Hong's screen and scroll speed and Kryolin's scroll speed, and then you see why Dimitu's having so many problems. As most of the other players, even Arcaner, it's whizzing right by, and that's what we were talking about earlier when it comes to like experience. As you continue to play, your reading will get better, but as your reading gets better, you'll start to speed it up a bit more, so it makes more sense and it becomes less dense, and it's easier to... And there's a fail.
Guys, key information there for the Chile team. Malaysia is lacking in stamina. Assuming that they actually warmed up before the match as well. Most teams like to give themselves a little bit of time before actually their match actually happens. But Malaysia started to struggle at the end of that.
Yeah, definitely stamina is one of the weak points for Malaysia. I'm pretty sure that Kryoling is not the best. When it comes to jump stream though, he's more like a long no player. But what I want to point out as well about Malaysia, I'm surprised that Law is not playing in this warm-up. That was pretty good for him, I will say.
Yeah, is Law even here? That could be a huge difference in the result of this match here, because I would figure Law would be doing some of the more consistent maps.
Alright, so that was the warm-up for Chile. I wonder what Malaysia will pick. Reef and Malice! Oh, flashbacks of 2015.
Where's Eddie when you need him?
There we go. The more I play this map, the harder time I have. Like, I'm starting to mind block this. I played this map so many times already, like, it kind of reminds me of those jump streets that I started playing. That I played them so much that I don't enjoy them anymore. This one though is an exception of that rule. I really like this map for some reason. I don't really know why I never get tired of this. But let's see how Chile performs on this one. Same for Malaysia though, but since it is his warm-up and they already played this last year,
Yeah, we could probably expect them to do quite a bit better. Cryolian. What would happen if I clicked the start game button right now? It would do
Probably getting out of the room.
it would do nothing because you'd be kicked.
There we go. You know, I'm really surprised about this warm-up by Malaysia. I was expecting True Millennium Queen.
That's right.
Oh, seems like Water Tour is having big issues when it comes to map loading for some reason.
That's not good. Hopefully we don't see those similar issues for the actual match. Seems like the map's not going to load on my end here. Whoops.
Kaname-san is having big accuracy issues here with this map for some reason. I mean, Kaname-san is not the best accuracy player on the Malaysian side for sure, but he is really consistent. He is really good when it comes to combo holding. But ratio-wise and accuracy-wise, he's not as good as their teammates. He will probably be used for picks like Rape 7 or picks like the Gravity Climax, I will say.
Speedier picks, basically.
Yeah. Because he can keep up that. He will struggle a bit of accuracy, but he will probably be able to combo. Oh my god, look at that break, as I say it.
The curse is real.
There we go, a little bit of a dense part of the song here. Arcaner is still holding 99.92, really good accuracy about him. We will have to see on the burst section, the jump thrills here. Well done, only 1 to 100.
Since you're able to see the game, you probably can't see the chat right now, and since I'm having a little bit of issues here, I can actually say
I'm
that.
reading it.
Oh, you can. Okay, so yeah, confirming that Urusai will be showing up after this warm-up. So that's good.
Oh, that was a miss from Demito right at the end. This dot is cursed by me. But anyways, the map is almost over here. So we should see the rolls pretty soon. Like obviously this will go in favor of Malaysia. Like 3 versus 2 in Mania is impossible to win unless someone fails.
Pretty much.
But overall, nice performance there by Arcaner. Only 7 200s and a solid ratio. Probably not the best of a ratio, but decent enough to be the best one on the table here. Kaname-san with a 98.56, a little bit behind in comparison to everyone else. But anyways, with that being said, Griff and Malice, second warm already done, and now it's time for rolls. Let's see who wins this one and takes the first pick.
While we're waiting, what do you think the bans are going to be on both sides? I almost 100% feel like Chile is going to ban Foolish Hero. I don't even think there's going to be a second thought.
Yeah, there's no way they don't ban Foolish Hero.
They're not a team that even likes to consider SVs.
Yeah, like even in long notes they are not that bad. Like I will say that Urusai is really good at long notes.
He's improved a
I'm
lot.
not sure in B2, but they should be fine on long notes. Probably Malaysia has the advantage anyways, but Foolish Hero is definitely a trouble for them. They cannot afford to leave that empty, like open to pick. For Malaysia though, it's harder to tell. Probably Rave 7 will be their bans because it's really fast and Urusai can probably destroy that file without too many issues. If not, I will go for something like Pilot Gamma as a ban. I wouldn't be surprised to see that either way.
Yeah, the Chile would rock straight hard rock on that, and their accuracies would certainly beat out anything that Malaysia would be able to do.
I would say that the Mido will go Flashlight for Pilot Gamma, but we have to see. Since he was training with a low scroll speed, I wouldn't be surprised if he cannot keep up with the density without a visual mod.
Fair enough.
But anyways, Arcanera and Urusai should be able to destroy the map with Hard Rock. But there we go, Cryolane leaving the room. Same with Walder Toro.
Cryolian, roll please. Exit room.
Oh, nice roll, my friend. He's learning from me.
Oh, jeez. RF rolls a 3.
I think I still have the worst roll of the whole tournament. No one can beat me on that.
It's still gonna hurt.
36 for Kaname-san, so Chile will be making the first ban.
You say they will be the first one banning Foolish Hero?
Yeah. It's there's not even gonna be a second thought, I'd imagine. Unless by some miracle they've practiced, or they just don't know the map, and that would be actually quite funny.
That would be really funny.
But yeah, I do not see Chile.
Oh man, he's thinking about it.
Oh no.
Oh no, Arcanera, don't do it.
There it
Yes,
is. Okay.
they got it.
Foolish Hero taking the ban for Chile. Malaysia, on the other hand, what can we expect from them? Probably the pure speed pick, either Rave 7 or Palette Gamma.
If they ban the Fruit Defendo, I will be sad. But I don't think they will.
No, I think that just off of information from watching the previous Chile team, we know that they're not always the most prepared, and it looks like Malaysia is going to go with the ban on Rave 7.
I think Race 7 has been banned on every single match so far, right?
Yeah, it's definitely been avoided for sure, and banned. Yeah, I think we've had Rave 7 bans everywhere.
So yeah, Race 7 knocked out of the way, still 100% ban rating possible.
Yeah, Foolish Hero still is not 100% banned, right? It was not banned last match, was it?
Nope, it wasn't.
The Fruit Defendo got banned out instead.
Right.
Alright, let's see what Malaysia will end up picking first. I will say Chinese restaurant, but
And you
yeah,
would be right.
there we go.
Chinese restaurant. Okay, this is kind of interesting because Rave 7 has always been banned out, and then Chinese restaurant has always been picked up really early by the same team that bans it out.
Well, it makes sense because if you ban Race 7, it means you're weak at speed and you're strong at long notes usually. So Chinese restaurant is usually your best chance against a speed-oriented team.
It's by virtue of the maps literally being on as far opposite of the spectrum as you can. I mean, Chinese Restaurant is a mid-speed song that's trivial in terms of speed and stamina, but the long notes are ridiculously hard on V2. Whereas Rave 7 is extremely trivial on long notes, but it's so rough on speed that, you know, it makes sense.
Like, yeah, I mean, if Rave 7 or Chinese Restaurant are open to pick, you can expect them to be first or second pick for sure. Like, as soon as the speed team makes a pick, there will be Rave 7, and as soon as the long note team gets the pick, it will be Chinese Restaurant.
They're trying to get Cryolian back in from Malaysia, and I understand why. This is definitely a map that you want Cryolian to be in.
Definitely, like, long note is for sure his best ability. I wouldn't be surprised if Malaysia picks someone at Beast Battle. I would think that pick will be that one that will give them the edge against Chile if they run out of picks for some reason.
Interesting. Are you basically saying that's like a third-person target at Demi 2 on Summon Beast Battle?
Yeah, most likely.
I definitely understand.
I wouldn't be surprised if Demido goes normal in Summon Beast Battle. Like, I think he should go with that if they pick it. Like, Summon Beast Battle is not a joke.
No, definitely not. Really, really rough chart.
You should know better than anyone.
Yeah, I should. I was not happy to see it in the pool, let me tell you.
I can understand, don't worry.
Karma is very, very nice sometimes, let me tell you.
I'm sad that you did not play the warm-ups against us. I was expecting you to destroy my Nosho Shitsu with B2.
No, it probably wouldn't have happened. I'm not the greatest at your map, to be honest.
Long notes. Actually, short notes because they are not even that long.
Short LN.
But anyways, leaving that aside, Cryolin going with the hidden on the Chinese restaurant.
Oh man, that is crazy.
Let me tell you this, I saw him on the leaderboards with hidden as well, so that doesn't make a big surprise.
Gosh. That's something I definitely haven't gotten a grasp on.
I think he has like 1 or 2 ranks more than me on this song. It's really
Debitu and
funny.
Uchiha trading drops early on.
The meter is having a huge accuracy issues here, and that will give a really good boost to Malaysia in terms of scoring. Difference is pretty big at the moment, but since the structure of the map, this can go anywhere at the end. Arcanum finding a miss for Chile though, not going to help at all.
Something worth noting here that Scorby 2 certainly playing its role here. Malaysia's accuracy in general, well, the 2 players that are front-running on Malaysia are definitely below the 2 that were front-running for Chile, but score gap's certainly in their favor because they are not breaking on the long notes. Not to mention Demi2, of course, being down to 96%. Certainly that doesn't help the cause.
Yeah, this is the point when you can recover a bit of your accuracy, but these long nose are once again being a pain for most of the players. Malaysia is not dropping accuracy though, it's most a matter of Chile being able to keep up, and even Arcaner is having issues here. Urusai is doing a really good job, but dropping big accuracy as well. The SBs are not taking anyone, but Demido is just so much behind right now. Urusai with the full combo dropping that as well, and I don't think Malaysia will lose this one by any means. The difference is just insanely big at the moment.
Explosive finding a miss in this section, but with how large the score gap is, it would take an absolute meltdown collapse for Malaysia to even have a shot at losing at this point. They're up by 200,000 points. Chile is not getting their bearings on the long notes at all.
Yeah, a fail is the only chance for them, but it will not happen. Demido not being able to keep the S rank on this one. So really big deal here for Chile. They have to watch out on the long note picks.
Fantastic ratio over there by Urusai. Despite having a 99-20, his regular 300 count is something to definitely take a look at there. Under 300 regular 300s.
Yep, really nice job. I think he had a... Nope, he doesn't. Ochihax is the one holding the best score on the room, but Urusai being just a little bit behind in comparison.
Cryolian. Oh, wait. Malaysia actually won the roll? Yeah, you did. Because Chile decided to roll a 3.
Still not worse than me.
Okay,
I rolled a 2, man.
To be fair, I don't think they decided to roll a 3.
Man, if I could manipulate my own rolls, I would probably lose them all. It would be fun.
Yeah, it's like, I'm going to roll a 100. No, I said 100, not 1.
Well, technically, if you're rolling hundreds and if you roll a 1, that's fine.
Shoot. All right, Chile looking like they're going to go with Palette Gamma.
As I told you.
Very, very obvious pick here, but something worth noting again, we need to pay close attention to Demi2 here. Because this difficulty may be a little too high for them to do hard rock on. I'm not 100% sure about that. Whereas Malaysia could probably rock 3 hard rocks at the minimum.
Here's another fun stat.
Yep.
Okay, so earlier I was talking about how Rave Super team that bans out Rave 7 then picks Chinese restaurant. The other team will then pick up Pellet Gamma.
Just a consistent trend, that's interesting.
Yep, so if we look at Canada Australia, Australia banned Rave 7 then picked Chinese restaurant, to which Canada picked up Pellet Gamma. Indonesia, UK. Indonesia banned out Rave 7, picked up Chinese restaurant. UK picks Pellet Gamma.
And
Same thing in this match.
It makes perfect sense because with regards to speed, Palette Gamma is unquestionably the lowest risk of the pool when it comes to speed because it's just basic streams, it's constant. There's nothing to really interrupt that flow. So if you're playing well, you're going to do fine. There's nothing to really get in your way.
Yeah, but honestly, I think a better pick for Chile to open was Gypsy gets the tag, and I will never get that name properly pronounced in the first try.
Quite all right. But yeah, and I agree with that as well. They're putting a lot of risk on Demi2's ability here. We already know that Arcaner and Urusai are going to hard rock this and do very well at this because they are primarily speed stamina players. That's their, that's their rodeo. That's what they're good at. But Demi2, on the other hand, we're going to have to see how well they perform and whether or not they're going to be performing well enough to actually want to pick hard rock.
He will go just with Flashlight. Like Demito can read Flashlight. I remember that because he played the finals of the Spanish tournament of Mania against Urzai and myself, and he was playing Flashlight again. Same
Interesting.
with me. And it was not that bad. He got really good scores on Flashlight in really hard stuff. So this cannot. I mean, this can be the chance that he has. And there you have it. Flashlight for Demito and Seiren as well.
We have an even split, 2 hard rocks and 1 flashlight on both teams here. This is going to be 3 different one-on-one battles, and it's very much going to come down to the number 3 player to determine whether or not Chile is going to win.
Hard rock once again. And like I said, we don't have Law here. That's a good point for Chile. They have to keep that in mind. Law was probably one of the players that they wanted to have here for this particular map.
Seiren finding an early drop, and Demi2, despite having a really, really bad start, seems to be catching up, and Seiren's actually having problems. The lead is going to very, very quickly shift in Chile's favor, and we've already gotten through a third of the map, with Chile having about 8,000 points. Yeah, and Urusai with the double S still.
Creeling is really behind though. That's the main reason because Malaysia is so much behind at the moment. Because Seiren, despite the misses, he's holding a really good accuracy, like 99%.
He's actually
doing really well. Demito is catching up so well right now, doing a really good job. Same for Seiren, getting the accuracy up. But Creeling building his combo back might be a threat for Chile, although they are so much on the lead right now with the accuracy from Arcanen and Urusai, even though with the miss.
Those 2 drops by Creolian and Seiren absolutely sealing the deal there, and that is a 1-1 result now. Chile winning on their own pick, so everything equalized still. Nothing has really changed.
Yep, and as you can see, Demito breaking the 1,000,000 point mark. That's a really good thing for him. Creeling a little bit behind with 980,000. I wonder if he will do better without the hard rock on that. Anyways, it wouldn't change too much. The score difference was pretty big by that moment. So now it's time for Malaysia to select something. And I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being the Fruit Defendu.
Fruit Defendu would be an absolute killer for Chile. I expect them to get absolutely decimated by that pick. That pick goes very well for Malaysia, in my opinion. And there it is, just like we'd expect. Le Fruit Defendu for Malaysia. This is going to be very, very difficult for Chile to contend with.
Accuracy-wise, yep.
I'm going to guess then it'll come as no surprise to you that every single team that's picked Le Fruit Defendu has not picked Pelican.
Yeah, again, it makes sense. It's just, this is a very long no primary pick. Although here's the thing, Le Fruit Defendu is a little bit more pushy on speed. There are some bursts, just a couple of one-handed trills at 200 plus. So a little bit more risky of a long note pick for sure, but there's also the killer SV changes that unprepared players would get absolutely destroyed on. We saw it happen on the Canadian team by all 3 players, not all 3 players, Himpopo and Ashix just not knowing or not being able to handle that, and that gave Australia the win there.
This is the point when I think we reach a critical pick. So early into the match, we already have a critical pick here. Le Fruit Defendu favors Malaysia, probably only because of the SVs, because speed-wise and accuracy-wise, Chile has an advantage here on this map. It will be a matter of how bad they struggle on the SVs if they ever do. Because if they don't...
Man. Look at the chat, Demi2 mentioning his concern about the SVs. And I like what Urusai says, just follow the rhythm, see el ritmo, just keep going. You know, it's not that hard if you know.
Yeah, the SVs here are not that challenging, but if you don't see them coming, you get absolutely destroyed.
They're so simple, yet they're so deadly if you're unaware.
Yep. And this is probably too fast for Walter Toro to join here, because I'm pretty sure he can do the SVs here pretty well, but the problem is the rest of the map is too difficult for him probably. And with Foolish Hero being banned, he probably will not play at all for this match. And there we go, time to start.
Interesting discussion there. It seemed like Cryolian is a little frustrated with the way the picks are going right now. Apparently there was some previous discussion about how the match was going to be run, and it's being deviated from based off of that tone there. I wonder what's going on. In any case, it does seem to be working. You know, there haven't been any breakpoints yet, so we'll have to see what happens.
Alright, there we go with the SV hashtag long note.
Demi2 finding an early break.
Yeah, that's not going to help, but his accuracy is quite well though anyways.
Oh boy.
The brakes, man, the brakes are real. Arcaner having issues with the short long nose as well, and this is not looking good for Chile. If they struggle before the SVs, they will have a really hard time to recover on that, because they need Malaysia to break now, and I don't think they will break at all until the SV section if someone didn't practice. Seiren finding a method on the Jack section and the one-hand trail as well.
Seiren's having a little bit of difficulty holding combo there, and that could be the potential hole that Chile can exploit to get back into this match here, but it's going to be dependent on whether or not Chile knows the SVs, because if they don't, that score gap's going to get huge. Right now it's sitting at about 50k. Let's take a look here, because here's where the SVs are.
Yeah, Arcaner is falling a little bit behind.
And there you have it.
Ooh. Nice job by Urusai keeping up there. Same for Grioling and Uchihaks, but the score gap is just immense at this moment. You can see that. 60, 80,000 points.
Oh, all the players having issues with that second round of SVs though, and that actually helped to close the damage that happened on the first set of SVs there. And the rest of this map is very pushy physically, so this is going to give Chile the potential to come back as long as they hold on to those long notes.
There isn't too much left though. Oh, Krillin with the miss over there on the long note. That's not going to help. But still, I don't think they have enough time to recover here. The miss from Arcaner is probably sealing the deal. You can check the accuracy from him. It's not as he used to have. And that will seal the deal in favor of Malaysia. 100,000 points of difference.
A little under 100k there. We see like a difference of about 85,000. And it was interesting because before those first SVs, the gap was about 60k, and Chile's faltering on them brought it to about 75k. But when all of the players bombed that last round of SVs, it basically nullified that damage. And Arcaner immediately going to the strength now. I think this is a good time to do it. Using Gypsy gets the tech here.
I like how everyone picks the kek instead of the tech. Like, there's no reason to say tech.
Gypsy
tech
gets
choice.
The
Kek. So what can we say after this one? If Chile managed to win this one, they will probably be in a really good spot, I will say, because Malaysia is slowly running out of picks here, and Chile still has still has the Praviti Climax. They still have Ikasama life game in a really hard situation if they want. But for Malaysia, with the Fruit Defender being knocked out already and China's Restaurant as well, Foolish Hero being banned, they pretty much doesn't have too much left. They have like Ultimate Ascension and Playtime as
they
potential.
also could take a risk with Lindworm as well.
Yeah, that's true, but I think that might not work out that well. Probably it will be a good target to Demito, because he might not be strong enough to keep up with that. Summoner Beats Battle sounds like a better pick in my opinion for Malaysia, because Demito might just try to do something with mods and end up being his nemesis.
That's true.
But if he doesn't, Urusai and Arcaner can probably take down Summoner Beats Battle without big impacts on the scores.
Quick little question here regarding different games here. I'm sure you've heard of SDO, right? Super Dancer Online? I'm not sure if that's.
I think I did. Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's the Malaysia only game, but I know that their charts are really heavy layering, and that could potentially play to their strengths too when considering Lindward.
What the word explosive is playing 7-key Griffin Malice now? What the? What is going on right now? What?
Oh,
How does
gee.
that even work?
I have a question.
Sure.
What?
He's even playing Standard at the same time. You can see the cursor moving.
I have nothing going on
What?
here.
Nice job, tournament client. You
I
did
did.
it once again.
I guess his
Panic actually
screen
fixed it for me, thankfully.
exploded.
Oh,
For
man.
once, a
Welcome
picnic
to this.
actually worked.
It worked for me as well. For once, 7-key World Cup. We have to wait a little bit longer though, guys. Wait for January and we will have it. Don't worry.
Alright, cool. Looks like there was a picnic on the stream as well, so we are all good.
Split-handed jump trolls here. We gotta pay attention to the weakest players on both teams. Demi2 and Seiren. We're gonna be watching them for breaks here.
Siren is only 100% though. I don't see him being that weak.
He seems
jinxed.
to be good at this this particular kind of file, which is good.
Oh, explosive bomb in that section.
12,000 points favor here, but this song is going to pick up pace, and this is where we're going to have to watch, because we can see the primary two players are probably going to do well on both teams here. We're going to need Explosive to step up their game, otherwise this could be bad for Malaysia here.
He's
And this
really
is a
behind in accuracy.
This is a huge deal if Malaysia can actually pull this point out, because if it becomes 3-1, they've got two comfortable picks that they can go for, and that puts them in a potentially great situation here. They need to give it everything they have on the last part of this song and try to just isolate Demi2 might be getting a little tired there. His hit concentration opening up. Watch out. That lead is getting smaller and the speed's getting faster. Here we go. Demi2 seems to have found his bearings after that break, but he's getting 200s.
Oh my god, this is flickering. Malaysia might be able to take it. Demi2 with another drop. And that might be the point that leads for Malaysia. Oh, Cheech has an explosive with the end, but Demi2 still bombing it. And it gets too close. 5,000 points of difference.
5k points. They escaped by the skin of their teeth. Urusai with an 86-300 ratio. What? Oh, what a huge time to carry right there. That was absolutely incredible.
What is that ratio? Urusai.
Ooh, boy, that was a heart attack inducing right there. That was a heart attack inducing run. That was absolutely amazing. Malaysia tried so hard to close out that ending, and had that ending gone maybe 1 or 2 measures longer, Chile would not have won that match.
Yep. That was absolutely close. Like, probably the closer match we had so far. I think Chinese restaurant for Australia and Canada was a little bit closer than this, but still, this was a hard attack for Chile. I can definitely see them out-tabbing into the multiplayer link to see who won that one.
5,396 points.
Yeah, and worth noting that coming into that ending, Chile had about 30,000 points of advantage. So this goes to kind of highlight that their team is not equipped as well as it needs to be to go the long haul when it comes to some of these maps.
Speaking of maps, we have Zetrot.
Yo!
Zetrot, welcome back.
Hello, map. I'm in Zetrot.
He's the map.
Well, he's made lots of maps, so it wasn't a bad segue per se.
Oh, yes, it was. It was the worst. Anyways, this is a very exciting match. Luckily, I was able to throw it up on my phone, so I didn't miss anything. I just was not able to speak. But very nice play from Chile to be able to pull that back 2-all now. And the battle will continue.
Yep, playtime is going to be the pick for Malaysia, and this is probably the riskier long no pick that they have available. I can definitely see Urusai struggling with this one though. I feel that he will have some issues with the jacks, because holding while jacking is a thing that he is not really comfortable with. But I can see Arcaner performing well on this one. The question will be...
This was a Malaysia pick, wasn't it?
Yes.
Oh, god damn it.
Why is not surprising you? I wonder.
Like, I'm noticing so many headers now. Everyone who picks Chinese restaurant will pick Playtime and ban up Brave 7, and the other team will then pick Talent Gamma.
That just makes a lot of sense, man. Like, if you're picking your strength map...
every single map!
Statistic madness, but hey, this is a crucial point for both teams. Once again, with Gipsy being the crucial point for Chile, this is the crucial point for Malaysia. I don't see the Mido having a good time with the Jacks here as well, but it will be a matter of how good the Malaysian team can hold, because Krillin is really good at long notes, but jacking can definitely be a thing. I remember him having issues with Apollon last year, so that's the thing to point out. The char here is not really that different compared to Apollon jacks.
Oh, no.
So
Ryolean with an early miss.
yep, there you have it.
We're going to actually get into the first verse of the song here, and this is where the patterns get a little bit trickier. You start seeing those 3-note jacks come into the picture here. We're going to have to watch for combo breaks here.
Harkonnen is destroying the jacks with no issues. Demi2 and Seiren finding misses at the exact same spot. Krillin
Demi2.
nullifying the damage a little bit though, but
Demi2's
yeah, Demi2
accuracy
is so much
is
behind.
taking severe hits here. He's just falling. He is free falling. He's getting in the lower 97s. He's going to get a little bit of a chance to recover here. And this section is going to be good for Chile's accuracy to help close the score gap a little bit, but it's not going to be a lot.
Krillin with a miss on one of the simpler sections of the map, Seiren as well, and scores are getting closer now. Chile might have the chance to take it back. Uchiha is doing fantastic here. Look at that accuracy.
Wow, 9970 breaks into the transition, and look at the score gap. It is less than 10,000 points coming into the end here. Demi2 needs to shape up, otherwise Chile will lose this pick here.
They still have the chance though. Score difference is not that big. It's around 10,000 points, and it's a really short league in this kind of maps. As you can see, breaks are likely to happen at any single point.
Just to take into note here, there are 3 players with Malaysia having a 99%, and then only 2 on Chile with Demi2 having a 97, and yet Malaysia has only about a 15,000 point lead. Urusai needs to hold on to that combo, otherwise it is going to be a big deal.
Yeah, but as
Definitely.
Demi2 slips deeper and deeper into the accuracy pit, and Krylin actually seeing a miss as well, it's going to be hard for Chile to come back. But then we do also see a drop from Seiren as well.
Urusai!
The Urusai drop is all going to seal the deal here. Chile just struggling to hold combo, and I mean, the other players on Malaysia doing fantastic. Uchiha is still at 9964. That is ridiculous on this map. Taking a little bit of a hit there, but that hit is going to be nothing but trivial here at this point.
Oh, I wouldn't be that sure though. Seiren and Krillin finding misses over there on the burst. Dropping combo for Demi2. Score difference is not that big, but the map is just almost over. I don't see Chile taking this one. Another miss from Urusai, and that's probably it.
I can watch on these little mini inverse patterns here, but they're not too bad. It's a little bit of some walling here, but very simple. And Malaysia winning on their own pick. There have not been any breakpoints on this match yet.
Yeah, this is a ping pong game. You have the service, you win. You have the map pick, you never lose. So here is the pressure for Chile. Chile needs to win their own now.
And Chile going with, he initially signaled Depravity Climax, but I'm not sure if he's... Oh, they're switching to Summon Beast Battle.
Summon Beast Battle, and this is the point when I thought that Chile will not make this pick. I thought they will go for Climax, honestly. But this one is the riskiest pick that they could ever afford to do, in my opinion.
This is something that you and I had considered Malaysia picking, right?
Yep. As you can see, the meter's asking to play Climax instead, but it's too late already. The decision has been made. Arcaner decided to go for Summoned Beast Battle, and the more I think about this pick, the more I think Chile might have an advantage here, because the long notes on the Hard Rock are probably going to be hard for Malaysia. I wouldn't be surprised if we see no more plays here.
Oh,
Is this
definitely.
a Final Fantasy song?
Absolutely. It's a Final Fantasy remix of the Summon Beast theme when Yuna releases her Aeons.
I can kind of hear a bit of the Hymn of the Faith in there.
Yep.
That's kind of what tipped me off. Otherwise, I would have had no idea.
Yep.
We have 3 fans of Final Fantasy X over here.
Oh,
I'm not sure about
absolutely.
C-Trot. We have 4. Yeah, we have 4.
Yeah, I mean,
Detroit's in like a love-hate relationship.
I have a love-hate, yes, because when I was younger and it first came out, I was told that the final battle would be absolutely impossible. So I actually put like 300, 400 hours into that game and maxed out your grid before I even went to the final boss. And I went and got all the ultimate weapons, unlocked all the limits, and one-shotted everything but the Magus Sisters. Those are the only things I could not one-shot.
Oh, so you went through the... Did you play the international version and do all the Dark Aeons too?
Yeah.
Very cool.
I remember when I got to face the Ice Dark Aeon without knowing it, and I was like, oh shit, I'm dead.
I went into Dark Ifra, I'm like, oh, this is not going to end well. So I'm kind of like, well, I'm probably going to lose this anyway. I'll just give like a ton of gold to my samurai dude and see what happens.
I still remember. I'm looking around because I'm getting Orin's legendary weapons. I'm sitting in Mushroom Rock, and it's like, oh, there's the Dark Mega Sisters, and I'm dead. Oh, wow, look at this here. So we've got Flashlight and then 2 hard. Yeah, this is 2 hard rocks and a flashlight versus 2 hard rocks and a no-mod. This is a little bit of an interesting situation here because Malaysia has an inherent point advantage, but it's going to be very much dependent on how well Saren can do on this map.
Definitely, Saren is going to be the key player here.
Uchiax Hong actually seeing a little bit of an early miss there. I mean, I guess if you're going to get a miss, get it early and get it out your system.
Actually, with Scooby Doo, it's better to have it at the end, even if it sounds weird.
Well,
they heard the later you get them. If you get it like at the really end, it wouldn't hurt too much. But if you get it at the early, it will be the same thing as in the middle.
I'll just announce this now. Halogen, put backgrounds in your maps. Yes, I know. I forgot to put a background. I'm sorry.
I was about to say that. You stole my words. But hey, Chile is on the lead, even with a Nomad here.
Got to be careful here. These staccato long notes are really difficult on hard rock, and an overhold is possible to break combo if you like are not careful in the breaks of the melody.
Urusai dropping 100% over there, and Krillin is just so much behind on hard rock. Like I said, it was more of a normal pick. I think Krillin will be better with the normal here, or with the hidden only. That was a wrong choice in my opinion by Krillin. As you can see, 96%, and we're not even entering the hard section already.
Here we go. We got dual reading here. Dual reading on long notes. You got to pay attention to both the longer long notes and the shorter ones that invade as triples here. It's
Climax
really
of this song is just amazing. This is so fitting.
I'm glad you like it.
Chile
amassing huge lead right now.
Yeah, Krillin is so much behind right here, and I'm not surprised that honestly. This is a really hard map with hard rock. Actually, I'm really surprised about Saren doing that well with Flashlight. Look at that full combo.
Yeah, this chart is not conducive for Flashlight play at all. It is so hard to do.
Urusai is also doing a fantastic job there, 99.24%, but Demito is doing actually better on accuracy, even though he's on normal. This is quite impressive miss for Urusai, but the score gap is just so big that I don't think Malaysia has a chance to win this one, and at the end, this pick for Chile, it's going to be a brilliant one.
Yeah, what seemed to be very risky ended up being a very good one here. Demi2 picking Nomad was actually probably the smartest thing that Chile could have done there at the loss of pick, or at the loss of points, because he actually managed to 99 the map.
And that is going to bring this to 3-all. This is looking like a potential tiebreaker bout, guys.
Oh, let it happen. I want to see it played. I want to see it played so bad.
We did not get to see the tiebreaker last week, so we have to make up for it. Come on, Chile, you can do it. Chile is the tiebreaker team.
That's actually true.
They always
They
go
had
to
two
tiebreakers
in group stage.
Chile is like the Taiwan of Mania World Cup.
Yeah. All right, so here we are. This is a crucial. What's going on?
Ooh,
if that's the Taiwan, if that's the Taiwan of the Mania World Cup, does that mean that you're going to curse them?
Oops. Sorry, Chile. That was part of my plan, but I was not planning to say it. Whoops.
I said it for you. You've doomed them.
This is the most important point of Malaysia's tournament so far.
If they lose this one, they are out probably of the tournament, I will say, because they need this one to force at least the tiebreaker. And remember, whoever loses this match will get knocked out, so chat, show the support for your own teams, and even more, get yourself your banners for these two teams if you're supporting this, because this is the moment where they need you the most. You can go to the All Store to get those banners into your profile.
Sharpie, I'm sorry. It's a great song though. Come on now.
It's not a sellout.
This is map.
It's also
it's definitely a sellout.
Yeah. I won't lie. I would love to see it played. It would be so cool.
But
I like how just 3 would. three
Malaysia
words.
needs to
and
win
I
this one.
changed- Yeah, 3 words. I changed Detroit's entire opinion on this.
What?
He's like, oh, it's definitely not sellout. It's not a sellout.
So guys, let's take a quick glance at this map here. It's 3-3, Chile and Malaysia. We know that the map structure is very, very dense. There's a lot of chords, there's a lot of doubles everywhere. But then the back half of this has a long note jump stream and then some single note stream long notes that you have to hold for very long. Super easy to break there. So there's two parts of the map here that can go well for both sides of the teams, but you gotta wonder how well all of these players are going to handle the heavy layering. And that is going to be crucial because if for any reason Demi2 cannot do the layering or the heavy layering in this chart, this is almost certainly a point for Malaysia right off of the bat.
What the meter was saying before the map actually started, that he was not really happy with this pick for Malaysia. So we got to find out here. Not only the longness, but also the density can be a thing for Demi2, and he is the player to watch right here. Malaysia needs to keep up as good as they can in the jacks, because otherwise they will not have enough time to recover on the long notes.
We also have to be careful too because there are a couple of stream blips here that are very, very fast, and Uchiha actually making an early break. That is really, really bad news. Demi2 having problems.
Accuracy-wise, he's behind though as well. Explosive is not doing really good either, but Demi2 is just struggling a lot here. You can see 96% already, giving the lead to Malaysia by quite a big amount.
We're going to see the density actually pick up even more than it had earlier. We're going to see just straight doubles after this section here.
Wouldn't be funny if Chile actually takes it back in the long nose section. That would be like mind-blowing.
Here we go, straight double stream here. Demi2 actually doing a good job here. Uchiha actually having trouble holding combo here. The score has moved to Chile right now, and they have that buffer. They're going to need it for the ending potentially here.
Just catching up
it is
really well.
Small.
Really nice job there by Demi2, honestly. Like, he's recovering so well right now. 600 combo. Uchiha, even though with his accuracy,
the score cap is under 1,000 points.
Oh my god, the long nose will definitely be the challenge point here. If everyone can keep this up, this will be decided by this part. And there you have it. Arcana dropping a bit of accuracy over there, but still not flicking. Demi2 just before the second part of long nose. Uchiha now finding a big miss. Still trading misses. Score difference is almost pointless. Look at that difference. It's just 4,000 points, and I don't think there are too many long nose remaining
here. No, it's just little bits of chords here. There's so little left. Chile just got to hold on. He's tired.
Oh my god, Chile Mayena taking it. Demi2 with an accuracy drop's not going to be enough, but that was a big drop over there at 100, and Malaysia will not be able to take it back. Look at that, 9,000 points of difference. Oh my god.
First break point of the match in a 3-3 situation. That is the absolute worst case scenario for Malaysia now because Chile gets their pick on match point. Very, very good work overall by all three players. Their accuracy phenomenal by Urusai, actually managing to not break either.
Now, She-Runs is my call. Like, they have to go for She-Runs in my opinion. The Pravity Climax is also a good pick because Demi2 asked for it, and there you have it. But oh my god.
This is huge. This is the last actual pick of this match, regardless of whether or not it goes to tiebreaker here. And did they actually pick it?
Yeah, they will go for the Pravity Climax. Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, okay. So the Pravity Climax. So here it is. This is pretty bad news here for Malaysia. The only chance that Malaysia has here is that Chile manages massive chokes on those 1/3 jump streams. 1/3 streams of jumps, rather.
Jesus, this is so close. I mean, this map is, once again, it's on Demi2's hands, because we already know that Arcana or Urusai will probably destroy this mid map. It's a matter of how much can Demi2 hold on.
This is the true emphasis of relying on each other in a team here. Arcana and Urusai can do this very easily. Although we could see potential drops from either of those two if they make a mistake in reading, but overall their accuracy is going to be stupid high. Demi2, on the other hand, is going to need to do his best to not trail too far behind, and that's going to be crucial.
I'm going to go out right and say it and say I still smell a tiebreaker. I feel like it can happen.
I hope you're right for multiple reasons. I mean, it would be awesome to see our first tiebreaker into quarterfinals, and it would just go to show that this map pool just plays so well to being really intense, and you know, it's gonna be great.
I can already feel how Malaysia feels like this situation. If they lose this one, they are out of the tournament.
I wonder if this is the first tiebreaker we'll see that doesn't have a background.
I have a background for this
No,
one.
no. In like really crazy function, the tiebreaker actually has a background, which blew my mind.
I don't believe you.
As the person that sets up the map pool showcases, I am very aware that Halogen does not like BGs. Although I was very happy that Liber Fatale had a BG. That made me...
See, I was mentioning this when I was talking in Discord, how if I feel like a map has a high chance of being something decent, then I'll go out of my way and make a background to make sure that I commit myself to making the map. And that's what happened with Liber Fatale there.
Ah. Yeah, I used to be the same way. I wouldn't add a background unless I was for sure I was going to use it. And then I got to the point where I couldn't use the editor anymore without a background. It just felt weird. All right.
Still waiting here. They're trying. Malaysia's trying to do everything they can to figure out their most optimized situation, and you cannot blame them in this situation because if they lose, they are out of the tournament.
So now it's tiebreaker or nothing.
Yep, that's it. This is the fight for the tournament life here.
You know what will be glorious? If this map is actually decided by the last trill.
Oh my god. Heart attacks.
That
Cardiac
trill,
arrest.
yeah, that trill is definitely insane. And I can see a lot of players dropping the accuracy if they end up entering that trill a little bit earlier or later.
Yep.
But anyways, let's see. With although Malaysia needs to win this map if they still want to have a chance to stay on the tournament here. Everyone managed to keep the 100% there, but the Mito and Explosive. And actually this map seems to favor the Mito quite a bit because structure-wise it's similar to the previous map with he actually performing not that bad.
We do see Krylin and Uchixhong both dropping really early, which is unfortunate for Malaysia. Krylin also seeing another drop. There is a drop from Demi2, but Arcaner and Ursai are just destroying this accuracy-wise, and it's going to be really hard for Malaysia to pull this off. You're going to have to see Ursai drop, and I don't know if that's going to happen at this point.
Krilling is the person who is behind now, and that's not helping Malaysia at all. Demito is actually performing amazingly well, I will say. He's doing a really good job there with the 99.30.
Demi2 is having some problems with those 1/3 jump blasts there, and a miss there is going to help bring the score up a little closer. It's about 30,000 points with about 2/3 of the song to go. So Malaysia still has a chance here if Demi2's consistency starts to falter. Arcaner took a little bit of damage as well, down to 99.78, but Udusai, a massive wall of consistency, still holding the double S right now.
Imagine if he has a miss and 100%.
Yeah, and Udusai, a miss by Udusai would be really, really bad for Chile.
I don't think it would be that bad to change the difference right now. It will definitely hurt, but probably not that much. If he just misses, he needs an accuracy drop as well to tank his score a little bit. And Demito finding another one just before entering this section. Going to help definitely, but still they are quite far away.
Demi2's hit concentration is opening up a little bit. I'm wondering if he put a little bit too much into trying to hit those jumps.
My
and
God.
There is a scream incoming, so he might have some problems here. There's going to be
Malaysia starting to catch up.
Yeah, Malaysia, the gap is closing a little bit. The other ones are finding their strike explosive, taking a drop.
Oh my God, Demito, it's all in your hands. You
Demito
have the
up.
ticket
Here
to
we
the
go.
semi-finals in your hands. If you keep this up,
Last bit of jump glutes here. They're a little bit left-handed bias here. You have some bursts here as well. Cryolian is actually starting to catch up here. His combo is building. Everybody on the Malaysian team holding 99% explosive, making the drop finally.
a huge drop of accuracy, Krioling as well, and this will be a point for Chile. I believe there's no more chances for Malaysia now.
Not too
Unless
much time left
someone
here.
bombs the end by a lot, but I don't think that will happen.
No, we've only got the ending troll left, and I don't think there's going to be enough in it for Malaysia to make any sort of comeback here. This is going to end in favor of Chile. And all of Chile's members coming in, right? Demi2 chopping it at the end, but not bad enough. They win by 120,000 points.
Oh my god,
That was
Urusai.
insane. We will not see a tiebreaker, but Chile definitely taking that decisive victory by quite a large point margin, too. All
Really
right.
nice job there by Chile, though. Demi2 deserves a lot of credit. He did absolutely fantastic on these last two maps, bringing Chile the third player that they needed to win this map. Although Malaysia doing a fantastic job as well, pulling out a really strong fight on every single map. Even in their ones, they were actually really unfavored. Like Gypsy gets the tag. Like, that was a really nice match, honestly. I cannot say anything more than that. Congrats to Chile to actually advancing into the semi-finals now, but sadly there has to be a loser in all match, and that time it will be Malaysia. So
Yeah, Malaysia gave it their best, but unfortunately they are not going to go any further as they are being eliminated here and today. That being said, everyone, Malaysia gave it their best. Give them a round of applause in the Twitch chat. They tried their hardest. Very impressive plays all the way around. It could have went either way. Chile just managed to pull that a little bit further ahead. Very impressive play by them. That being said, guys, our next match, which will be happening in about 2 hours, will be Poland versus France, and that will be that'll be commencing at 1700 UTC. That's in roughly 2 hours from now. I do believe we're going to be taking a small break during this time, so no Q&A, unfortunately, but definitely stay tuned. Keep everything up to date. The wiki is down at the bottom if you want to check for match times and anything else. All the previous matches will be listed and updated there as time goes on. That being said, we'll be back in roughly 2 hours, guys, so don't go anywhere as the Mania World Cup 4Key 2016 coverage will continue.